and welcome to Q&A Thursday. Hi all. I got Levi to my right. What's up? Anthony to my left.
What's going on?
And this is going to be a good show.
And,
it's going to be fun.
This time we're bringing in our old buddy.
Yeah.
Land of the Iron Brew. Our good friend, Alan Medcraft.
Look at that.
Details all the way from
All
Elgin,
right.
Scotland. What's up, dude?
What's happening, dudes?
Oh,
Must be a late night over there, right? Or early morning?
It's a late night. He's had a couple beers. He's
all
got
right.
a Red Bull. He's having some.
That's the way to do it, man.
I think it's about 9 o'clock or so over there. So
It's
it's
unbranded
he's on his
beer.
way. All right.
Nice.
So
Unbranded
yeah,
beer.
unfortunately, I'm not getting comments populating on here, so I will be reading them off of my phone briefly here,
Ooh,
just for the time
okay.
being.
Till we can get that
Make
figured
sure
out.
we can get those, but I know we'll work on that, so that'll happen soon enough. In the meantime, though, any housekeeping and stuff before we take this and get underway?
Well, big things. We're gonna be launching.
What?
We're gonna be launching.
Or what are we launching? Like off like a dock?
Well,
Like we're
I
going
like
boating,
To,
that's what
I
you're
like
trying to say.
Kind of. I feel like we're throwing stuff. It's kind of like you piled a bunch of stuff into a sack of some sort, and you're gonna throw it. Maybe that's a bad analogy.
What is going on?
Basically, we're gonna be launching our rag bag sale.
Oh,
Our mystery bag.
Mystery bag.
What?
Okay.
Mystery rag bag. You know, we're
Yeah.
gonna put all of our dirty towels in them. You guys get to buy them
Our used shop towels.
and
is what
then
they are.
wash
Are we
them on
talking
your.
about socks again.
Somehow I feel like this isn't going to work out the way we thought it would.
So, no, we are doing a mystery bag. So just similar to a mystery box, but we thought rag company.
Rag
it's gotta
swag
be
bag.
a rag swag bag. So it's a rag swag bag that you can pick up. That's got a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Detailing products, chemicals, towels, tools, stuff.
Accessories, yeah. Pretty much.
Accessories.
Yeah.
There's a few things.
Accessorize your life with a rag bag.
There's
right?
like
Throw that thing over your shoulder, run away
Yeah.
from home. You'll have everything you need there.
it's at least a detail car
Well, yeah.
or part of a car.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
we've got a couple different packages available, so you're going to be able to get basically you'll be able to get a bag for a very nice price.
Yeah.
It'll have double that amount in the bag.
Wow.
So let's say the bag is like $30.
Okay. All right. That's a reasonable price.
It's going to have $60 worth of stuff.
Sick. That's not. How is that even profitable for Frito-Lay?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's going to be sweet. But we've got those. We're going to have another bag that is even greater than that. So let's say it's like $50
Yeah.
or $60.
Substantial.
It's going to have like $100 to $125 worth of stuff in it.
Whoa.
And it gets better,
Whoa.
Anthony.
Okay. Yeah.
Gets better. Get ready for this.
Okay. How so?
We're going to be doing one giant mystery bag a day.
Okay. So
Santa sack of rags.
A bigger bag.
So like a big bag. Wait, So I think this is less of a bag and more of a box. But the idea of a
Well,
bag
it's all
is more
going in a box.
Yeah, well, but it's a bag, and it's not really a bag in a box, but it could be a bag in a box.
Could be a bag in a box.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty awesome.
So anyway,
Point
Ellen's
is, get
time is
excited
precious,
for it.
and we have
rag
a show
bag
to get to.
swag
I would
action
say
starting, I think tomorrow morning or tonight even.
I think it's today.
It's already going.
I think it's already going.
What?
I think like it was like an hour
So you
ago.
guys need to get on there and start buying some of them rag bag swags.
it's already
yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Rag swag bags.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
Bag swag
get
rag.
this show.
Dane,
All
are
right.
you more of a bag guy or a box guy?
Kind of. What do you like? Put
I like
your
a good
content.
bag. We had a
Good-
hot bag talk back in the day about the bag.
Good bag. All right.
So
avoid
I'm
the bag
attempting
talk.
to
That got
send a
intense.
comment to
Alan,
the feed.
how's your week been? We'll start with you
Can
first.
you guys hear me? Are we
Yeah, I
dialed
can
in?
hear- I can hear you just
Yes.
fine. So, how's
So-
your week been?
So what we doing? Week's been pretty good. We've had a lot of detailing. A lot of stuff is going out the door. And it's just been super cool. Oh, and I managed to finally put together a video.
Oh,
So it took me some time to get some time at the computer. I had someone help me out, and I think we're there. So hopefully that's going to launch within a week or two. It's been a long time since I put content on YouTube. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but I'm excited. It's going to be cool.
That'll be rad. Well, you guys can check out AM Details on YouTube
Yeah.
and stay tuned for that. All right, let's get in this.
Okay, so
Dane, start it off.
I have been attempting to send it up there. It's not going up there, but I'll go ahead and read it. It's Ken Jeeper here saying, love when they have other detailers on. And hey, look at that, other detailer. How's it going, Alan? All right. Whoops,
Here we are.
Indeed. And,
Dane
oh
just
no,
deleted all of them.
my comments
Okay,
vanished.
now
You
they're
know
all
what, though?
gone.
That's okay. I have a backup here anyway. Oh, and
right.
sure enough, a refresh did it. Sorry, guys. You know,
All right.
it's the way these things go. So we'll pop that.
It's always
send
when
it.
I'm on the show. I'll just do the takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
So-
what? That's okay.
JD hitting the next one saying AM Details makes the absolute best clay bars. I'll take them over a mitt or a towel any day, as the performance seems to be better.
Wow, I think this is a lot
Yeah.
about clay bar. Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, and then the next comment is just Alan here.
Oh,
you
it's
know,
Alan
chiming in,
himself.
saying, "Hiya, getting prepped, Rag Company crew." You know, we're always on the move here, but
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to stop and actually.
Alan, that's a
answer
nice
some
couch
questions.
behind you. Has anybody made a comment about that yet?
Dude, I think you should come and join me on this bad boy. You going to make the trip over?
I don't know if people are ready for that. Yeah, so let's
All right.
keep moving on.
Yeah. So then we've got.
Unused couch.
I hope it stays that way.
It's a-
All
it's a
right.
fresh couch. Hasn't been broken.
You've got a
in.
chemical for that, right?
Oh man.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So
Minutes
diesel
into the show.
fitter.
Okay.
I have a 2012 BMW that needs a two-step. I'm new to polishing, but I just picked up an LHR 15 Mark III and a Flex PXE 80. That's
wow.
the rotary.
Yeah.
What pads should I get to use the last cut with? Rupes blue and yellow wool and yellow foam? Yeah, actually, those pads will work great on that LHR 15. If you're looking at going into the rotary with the Flex and the PXE 8,
is the PXE 80? I think that's the smaller
well,
guy.
that is the smaller one.
It's the small.
Yeah.
It's the small
So
dual
the-
action.
You're right. It's
It is.
the 3-inch.
I mean, I'm not a professional, but tools by any means, but I do.
But it is a 3-inch
It is
polisher.
a 3-inch polisher. Yeah.
And technically,
I think it's
believe
cordless.
It's a dual action as
Dual
well.
action, yeah.
So technically, you could get those same Rupes pads in the 3-inch, pick them up from the right company,
Yeah.
and run them on the Flex.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, he's right on the right
What do you
path
think?
there.
Yeah. All right. And then he goes,
Follow
have you
up.
had the chance to try the new Rupes DA course and find compounds yet? If so, how do you like them? What do you say, Alan? We've been playing with them. I don't have enough seat time to really give my honest answer, and I know Anthony's the same. We have them here.
Yeah, you
We
got to
just
push
haven't-
them.
We haven't spent enough time with them. So, what do you
Yeah,
think?
I've been really lucky that I get stuff well, you guys probably in your position get a lot of stuff it's coming out. But I've been really lucky. I got to play with this one for a long time before it come over to America. And you can really, really push these guys. Like previously, I found the whole Rupes system before was very much suited for short cycling, which we all love. You know, the faster you can do it, the more efficient you can be. But it was really hard to have the old school rotary guy convert. And these two new compounds just, they suit them down to the T because you can work them longer if you wish. It's like combining the old Millie and the old together, boom, and you create this genius. But I actually do find the blue creates more cut, but it allows you to finish down just as well as yellow did.
Yeah.
So it's have a play with it. It's super, super cool. I have a lot of fun starting, like just literally going from yellow foam, yellow wool, blue wool, and keeping it 100% on course just to see where its levels are at. And it's mostly my go-to pickup. And then if I need something a little softer, then I'll pick up the fine. But I'm mostly picking up the coarse. It's so versatile.
Wow.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has a nice smell to it as well.
They do have nice smells to it. I
Should
know
have
it's
thought
big
about
for you.
make a comment on that.
Your dingle thing is falling out of
So
your ear.
honestly, this thing's a piece of crap. It's not staying in my ear at all. Well, how far how deep did you guys
well,
put it
mine's
in?
pretty deep. I like to go deep.
Well, so that's where
I also went a little thinner.
Well,
You know, I
was
don't
just
like
trying-
them so wide.
So for those who can't see what's going on, these
We've got
guys
these
now have
Secret Service
earpieces, Secret
earpieces
Service
in.
The
style.
tip keeps falling out because it can't
Well,
go
that
over.
sounds like a personal problem.
There's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you got
Find
it,
the hairy
it's
bit?
pretty handy.
Well, how many
Dana.
hands are you supposed to use to get this thing off?
So I'm going to
as
keep
many as
moving
needed.
on here for the folks at home who are listening and watching. We want to make
I
sure
tucked under my
we're
glasses.
putting on a quality show for them.
I
So
feel like it's going just like that.
All right, so we have
perfectly.
what's the best water spot remover? Now this is going to be
From
a very dependent.
Mujaba Al-Hajij.
I wasn't even going to attempt it, but basically water spots. There's so many different ways to tackle it. You can watch our water spot removal video that we've made, but in recent in recent months, right, we've been playing a lot with the W9 water spot remover from G-Technic, and we absolutely love it. We find that it gives us the same, if not better, results than wheel acid did. And what's nice too is that it's coating safe, so it's not going to remove your coating. We thought that was a very, very good product that has been released and not really talked about yet. And so I know a lot of people, they really talk about the oh my gosh, trying to think of the brand. It's green. It's top of my head. Green brand.
IGL. Green lover?
IGL. Yep, IGL. I think it's called Delete, right? Is what the water spot remover is. So a lot of people talk about IGL Delete, and I haven't used that yet. But if it's anything like W9, then I think those would be 2 great products.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fair enough.
I got a couple of little cheeky top tips there. So
Yeah, what you got?
It's always good to know, like you guys said, wheel acid. For the guys at home, I always like to do these examples because you might be stuck at your mom's house and you don't have your detailing gear, but she's got water spots. You know what it's like. So it's like, yeah, I like to use the wheel acid, but a really cool trick, and I learned this on a recent course, is just mix it in with a glaze or like a polishing compound. So instead of have that kind of fear you have where you're spraying on an acid wheel cleaner and sort of like rubbing it in, it gives you almost like a fluid that you can apply to where you're working it and kind of
Very nice,
work it in. So it's really cool. Like 50-50 up in a bottle. I couldn't believe this little trick when I seen it. It was Mr. Kilmer. He gave me the high five on that one. So you shake it up and then you can polish it in just by hand. And then you just wipe it down and boom, the water spots are nailed, or you can go for another shot. And the other one is with W9, especially if you're on your coated cars, but you know, it's a really, really hard water spot. And you don't really want to be breaking out the compounds to have to restart going at it. Is I find what works really well is the Meguiar's finishing microfiber disc, so the deeper microfiber disc with the longer microfiber on it. Something along that lines, and you soak it with W9, literally just into speed 2 or 3 on your Rupes machine, and a little bit slower than Levi's recent 20-minute video on the bonnet, but literally you're doing that sort of area coverage. And what I find is it then allows you to use W9 without accidentally, as the detailer, inducing marring because of your gaps in your hand or because you're uneven pressure, because you're using a disc that's spinning uniformly, like there's a uniform pressure, and it just whips everything out. And it's super nice to then just wipe it down and re-exo or put your favorite bead maker on, or a C2 or something. Really sweet
that's
technique.
A smart idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, that's
Could
nice.
do that.
Odd question.
Give it a go.
Do you guys have like a humming in your ear from this
that's
thing?
normal.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
from the power.
It's
Oh,
already
I
done.
hate that.
We're still working out the kinks.
We're working
on it.
out
Don't
the
worry.
kinks.
Gotcha.
Nick's-
New
Just
Nick's-
go get Anthony.
Nick's
old
been working on
headphones.
it.
Yeah.
We thought we got it, but it didn't.
Well, I got Dan Pfeiffer here with his classic.
Oh, hello, and word up from Minneapolis, another Thursday Q&A. Let's go. It would not be a Thursday Q&A without the heads up and the word up.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
And then here we
Alright.
got Jeff
So
C.
Jeff C, just so everyone's aware, Jeff C was the winner of our signed KXK PR1 polishing rack. Now, if you go to the Rag Company podcast discussion group, and you may have seen on Dane and myself's Facebook pages, Jeff is putting that up on eBay.
Yeah. We're an auction, yeah.
He's
Oh
auctioning
yeah,
it
I've
off.
seen this.
And here's
Yeah.
the reasons. Now, Jeff and his wife, lovely wife, are working towards adopting a child.
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing their home inspection, their family inspection, all that stuff, but they need some cash.
Yep.
And so he's decided that him and his wife would like a child more than a PR1 KXK
I
rack,
think that's a
which is
fair...
understandable.
Yeah.
We're
But-
not going to equate the two and say they're equal.
No,
by
but
any
guys,
means.
Close enough.
Jeff is a good friend of the program. He's been here probably since the start, and I want all of our listeners, I want you guys to go to that link. I want you guys to help him out. Let's
Bid.
see if we can bid. Let's see if we can get some money out of that for him, and we can help him and his wife out. So I'm going to say, foregoing any super chats, please go there to the eBay link. You can find it on my page. You can find it on Dane's page. You can find it on the Rag Company podcast discussion group. He posted it there too.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody go on there and bid, because it'll make a difference not only in their lives, but it'll make a difference in a child's life.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Jeff, Dane's dad, about this. He was very excited about it because his sister is adopted.
Yeah.
Not Dane's sister, Dane's aunt.
Right.
Jeff's sister. was adopted, and he's like, I don't know what my life would have been like without her.
Yeah, I think he
Having her
said
as
it was his favorite sister.
It is his favorite sister.
He said that.
Oh.
He's his straight words out of his
Yeah,
mouth.
he's
I
like, "That
think
is
you
my
said
favorite
that's your
sister."
favorite aunt too.
Oh, man, wow.
I think you
just
said that,
right
Corey.
under the
Corey-
bus. Here, guys, back up on
Corey
over.
said that as well. So I've actually heard that from multiple people. She must
Yeah.
be a great woman.
Yeah,
She is
So-
great.
So
May's fantastic.
point is, from the rag company here, we want to make sure that you guys are listening. Help Jeff C out and go to that eBay listing. Let's bid that thing up. Let's get him some cash. Let's get him and his wife to be able to help him out the best way we can. And I really appreciate it, guys. Do your best, whatever you can do. So, all right. So Dan Pfeiffer says, "Yo, Jeff C, how's the north side?" Jeff responded earlier and said it's getting hot up here. But Future Prison coming back at it with a question. Hey, TRC crew, hope all is well. I found myself adding the words solution package when describing things to people. Makes me smile. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Nice.
So that is, we joke about that a lot in all of our stuff. It's kind of what we've always done because Matt Mormon.
It was derived from
Yeah.
Matt's solution packages for
Matt's-
everything.
yeah.
So eventually we just started making our own solution packages for everything that we did. But they're more janky solution packages than like Matt would ever have. And so it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have like a lunch pail solution package. We have like backpack
Literally
solution
anything can be a
packages.
solution
Well,
package
you
if
guys
you
have heard
believe
us
in
when
it
we
hard
talk.
enough.
If you watch some of our travel videos,
Yeah.
you know, the ADA entertainment travel solution package.
Yeah,
which
there's
consists of
the
Anthony's
Nintendo Switch,
Switch.
and all of my little
Yeah.
trinkets with that, and
Yeah.
and then we had the hot bag talk. I think that lasted several weeks.
We,
talking about
We
bags.
drove that into the
Well,
ground.
we travel a lot, and it was a necessity. So we now have all of our travel solution packages available. You can pick up the Great Dane Films travel solution
my.
packages, the Master
Well,
of Shine travel solution package.
much
and the
like
All
we're
Day
driving
Anthony
this
travel
Q&A
solution
into the
package.
ground by not answering
So,
questions right now.
Thank you for picking that up and bringing it along with us. All right. So who's this, Dave? Forced Induction Drive.
Yes.
Normally I listen on the weekend, night shift life, but I had to tune in and ask for the fun half. Any plans for a rag company sock line? Maybe.
Asking the
You
real
never know.
questions.
That was probably the funniest thing to come out of that one-step conversation was to
We
find
just-
out that Gabe's dad uses a sock as a wax applicator.
Yeah.
I
never
mean,
thought
I heard
about
some
that.
creating ones out there, but a sock was the first time
Yeah.
hearing sock.
Just gotta be careful which sock you grab, right?
Yeah, right.
So moving on. Next question here we
got
have Mike Spina coming in hot. Says, "Hey guys, hope you guys are well. Levi's video was exactly what I was looking for. Appreciate you guys."
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things that I think everybody's kind of needed. And you watched it, right, Alan?
Yes, I've tuned in and watched it, and it's much needed. We try and teach people all the time that, look, there's amazing efficiencies out there, and one of them is exactly that.
Yeah.
Supplying what the customer actually wants.
Yeah.
And selling what the customer wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of people got lost because I think some people thought, like, how is this providing any correction?
Oh, yeah, they were
And,
getting really
worried about
lost
that
there.
and the confusion in that. And what a lot of people don't realize is for detailers, professional detailers, hobbyists, it's a totally different game. Those folks are trying to make their car look as nice as possible. You know, I've got people that I know that are buying new Acura MDXs and they want to try and remove the texture out of the paint.
Oh, yeah. Get rid of all that orange peel. Literally all of it. Let's see what happens.
There's reasons why you don't do that. But that customer is at a different level than a customer who just drives their car and needs to get it clean. You know, we've got a truck over here that we worked on today that we washed that, that was rough.
We had to pull the
And
ripcord on that one.
We had to finally just stop what we were doing because it wasn't a video that we figured anybody would want to watch.
There's a lot of dirty detailing, disaster detailing out there, and this truck was pretty nasty. The trick with a lot of those out there is when you get underneath all of the surface level
we
gunk,
just looked
they're
at the
actually
number
clean
of
underneath.
hours that
This
we were
one,
going to
though?
need to spend. Alan, this thing was covered in tree sap, and
Over a year old, guaranteed.
and all crystallized, all red. I mean, we'd be using lacquer thinner, we'd be
Well,
using sapper.
For
we'd be using all kinds of
example,
stuff.
when you guys weren't looking, when we were in the studio yesterday, I went to pick some of that tree sap off. The paint came off with it.
that's
Yes.
how bad. So we
Yeah.
were looking at it, and we were
It was
like,
bad. Sorry.
"This is going to be. We're going to have way too many hours in actually
Yeah.
trying to detail this." than we would in making the video, and the video is not going to help.
Whatever video comes out of it will not be worth.
And the process that we would have used would not have been something we would want people doing.
No, you don't want to encourage people to go out there and just start
Don't do what
ripping
we're
their
about
paint
to
up.
do.
You guys just pouring pure lacquer thinner out of the foam cannon on that? Maybe.
Yeah, you just dumped a big old jar of acid on the whole thing.
So the point is that like that was one of the fun things about that little one-step video is like, this is simple. This is something easy that we can do for anybody of any skill level. And I thought it was a neat ability to be able to teach somebody who doesn't know how to hold a polisher how to get around a car quickly.
Yeah.
And for those of us like Alan and myself who have employees, like that's part of the job. You have to teach your employees how to do that kind of stuff to provide the right amount of correction. And you'd hope that they would follow your directions, get where they needed to be, and have that capability to work that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, and this next one's kind of related to that. It was
Future
basically
Prison
just
would like to mention the one-step polish protect video was fantastic. Makes me feel confident enough to give a machine a go. Perfect. The best part about shooting that video, my arm was hurting so bad that day that like when I got there, I was like, I can't lift a polisher.
we originally planned to have you be the one doing the polishing in the video,
But it
and then we
worked
had
out
to turn it
having
around.
Gabe do it
where you're
because-
like, this ain't happening, guys. So
Yeah.
we're like, okay, we're teaching Gabe.
But it worked out because it actually gave a different dimension.
Yeah.
So
But that's good. I mean, Alan, you're heavily involved in training and stuff. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking to put out there.
Yeah, so it's like I was saying before, I can sit there and train professionals in doing efficiencies and doing whatever. What that video showed is that, you've got to supply what the customer wants. If customers coming to you and they're like, I got 150, 250 buck detail, go. What can you do? And by the way, I want the interior done as well. You're like, oh, okay. This is what I can provide for you. And the hardest thing you've got is then teaching your staff to stop, teaching your staff to supply that. And if you're the type of business that wants to provide that, you can make money. Guys need to get over this spending 100 million hours in ceramic coat in every panel in the world to make money.
But it's not perfect. It's like, well, you never promised it was, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
that's not the point.
Yeah.
So, no.
Should have
there's
deliberately
definitely
missed a bit. Like,
varying levels.
deliberately didn't do a bit, and then just to shoot all those haters, be like, here is the improvement. It's the only part in that video is like your studio is epic, but getting that kind of forced light,
Yeah.
I think that would just shut them up. Just putting out there, sorry, Rad Company audience crew.
Not at all.
But
That's
those people, you would have
just
shut them
life.
up if you left a little bit and had the direct sunlight shot and being like, look, yeah, we never said this is correction, but look at what we've achieved in 20 minutes.
yeah,
20
that's
minutes,
true.
guys.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Well, and the beauty of Uno is it's going to hold up much better than other all-in-ones will for that particular purpose. So it's not just like one wipe and then it's gone and you're
Correct.
back to zero
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
There is
I said it
some
before, I
correction
think,
happening.
I said it before in the last one, where we brought in a service. We call it the Rupes protection detail. So it's none of my brand. It's literally Rupes Uno. Off. Done.
Yep.
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
All right. So moving along here, we've got a question about towels.
Rob Schodecker, any new colors and towels you plan to introduce? Would love more variety in the FTW other than light blue and orange. Well, we'll think about that, Rob. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Right now, blue and orange are kind of the standard Rag Company colors, to be honest.
They're the go-tos.
Those are our go-tos for a lot of, they're kind of our company colors. And so that's kind of why we do that. So,
Okay, new one up there.
Anthony.
Is there a difference in ordering from the website versus Amazon store? Does TRC prefer to shop one or the other? Great question. So we actually covered this in a Q&A talking about the differences between buying on Amazon or buying at the Rag Company. And it's really up to you. It's your choice. All the towels go through the same process either way. However, we think that the greatest value is probably shopping through the ragcompany.com and then just getting over that free shipping mark of $59. And once you do that, I mean, like, the world is your oyster. So, I mean, add whatever the heck you want to that, and you're going to have free shipping on it. And we do have discounts, on larger quantities of towels and things. So I would go from there, because Amazon, where you're kind of restricted to just packs and pack sizes only of those towels, to where you'll be able to buy individual towels through the Rag Company. You can buy, singles, 5 packs, 10 packs. You can even buy cases. And once you're over $59, it's free.
Yep. Yeah. And if you guys are wondering, they all come from us.
Yeah.
Regardless. So they all get packaged here, to the point that my mom is over there packing towels.
Yeah,
Right
she
now.
is.
Yeah.
She is. Wonderful woman.
So she decided to take a year off from school because she teaches kindergarten and everything's online this year. she felt that she couldn't really teach kindergarten. Plus, she's got a couple years left before she retires. So she was like, what if I go fold towels at the rag company and pack towels? And I was like, that's up to you. So she came in, she interviewed with Jeff and Carolyn and John. She got the job. She bought me a Chick-fil-A sandwich today on her way into work.
Really?
It's her first full week. So very nice. Thank you, Mom. But she's over there packing towels for Amazon. So
she is.
Our team out over there packages, goes through all the towels, QA, quality checks them, folds them, packs, builds each one of those packs. Yep. And then those packs go to Amazon for fulfillment. So we send them to an Amazon warehouse. You go on your website, you buy them, they come. So they are still coming from the ragcompany.com here in Boise, Idaho.
I think you need to be a good son. Does your mom have a pair of AirPods yet?
No, not yet.
I think you need to get her a pair. When it's her birthday.
End of this month. 31st.
You need to get her a pair of AirPods because that's a big thing is that we all like listening to music when we're packing towels, right?
That's true.
And she's probably sitting there in silence while everybody else is rocking out.
She's learning right now. She's training.
Okay.
She's got a lot of friends over there. Everybody's pretty stoked about having her.
So make sure she's getting settled in.
Right, yeah.
Because the sooner she gets settled in, the sooner she can bring me some enchiladas.
Oh, I see what this is about.
So I have a non-Q&A related question for the rag company guys. When a new employee comes in, what kind of initiation, what kind of gags, what's happening to Levi's mom right now? What are the towel jokes? What are the...
I don't know. I'm not in on that. I'm not allowed to go over there.
That doesn't happen at this company.
Yeah, no, I can't. That's all what the packing team does on their own stuff.
The initiation here, the media team, is that you just have to talk to me.
Yeah.
Well, if you can tolerate this guy for more than 5 minutes, just being in the same office as him, hearing the things that
Sebastian's
are said.
a new member to the TRC media crew, and yesterday was his first day yesterday.
Anthony saw him walk up and he goes, "What's with this kid?
Yeah,
why, is he lost?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Sebastian.
He's new.
It's his first day." And Anthony's like, "Oh, I haven't been here. I didn't see him." So
I'm gonna have to break him in. I'm gonna have to ruin him real fast.
No,
and so
we don't do that.
Yeah, he's been really liking it though. The jokes are nonstop.
He's really cool. Yeah. No, he's really fitting good.
But it's good. And we're excited. And like I said, guys, we're trying to help everybody out. And whether you buy it from us or you buy it on Amazon, it all comes from the same spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I've got a question here. I want Alan to answer this one. I've got Alkaline Top coming in with Q&A time snuck up on me. Levi, you mentioned in a conversation that W9 can burn glass. How do you mean? Etching? Melting? How does that happen in product use? But I want to give this one to Alan.
Ooh, so I will just say, when I talked to Dan about this, I just said, be careful spraying it on glass and leaving it on glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it can... Because of the pH level of the product, it can burn the glass. And when I mean burn, it will cause an etch. Now, it may not stain it, depending on the glass, but it is going to strip whatever's on the surface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
it's going to change that surface temperature.
The difference between W9 and like a wheel acid, for example, like a wheel acid, I don't recommend using that on glass. No. I would avoid that at all costs. But like W9... I think it was formulated in a way in which you can use it on almost all exterior surfaces, but you have to be smart about how you do it, and you have to know what you're doing.
I just said don't spray it on glass because then you can burn it. I would spray it on the towel and apply it.
Alan, what are your thoughts on water spot removers and glass?
Yeah, 100%. Whenever I'm water spot removing, I generally do it indoors, so I'm not doing it outdoors, so I can somehow control the temperature of the day. Keep the panels nice and cool. If you have to spray, if you're doing a large bonnet area, then spray it onto the bonnet. But what I generally do is really soak a towel, even if it is like that microfiber pad I was telling you before, and use it like a big applicator. And then you can spread the W9 where you want it to be, and then you can leave it for a minute or two on the paintwork to do its thing, and then you can buff it off. But yeah, when it comes to glass and stuff, it'll be okay. It's just exactly what Levi's saying. If you go spraying any product, in and around an area, it's going to overspray into areas you'll miss. And if you leave them to dry out or do whatever, when you're playing at both ends of the spectrum, so you're playing at the really high alkalines and the really low acids, you have potential for damage. It's just it's a part of our job, and you just got to understand the science in it. So it's not just W9. If you're picking up anything that's acidic or anything that's high in the alkaline, just be careful with how you're applying it and your conditions that you're in.
Nope, absolutely true. We've got Bearded Hunter up next here with a question.
Cool name.
What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing well. pumped to have AM Details on the channel. Loving their fine abrasive clay. Tell us about that clay briefly, Alan.
You should buy it.
There you go.
Well, that says a lot. I like that.
Yeah.
Functional Doc in the house says, anyone here or TRC got try the. Oh man, Functional, what are you doing? Anyone here try or TRC gang try the new Rupus pads and polishes? What are your thoughts? Yes, so we've been kind of in the process of testing those. We were talking about the polishes and compound, or the polish and compound earlier. The new pad design's killer. I really like the new pad design. It's thinner, but it's flexible. It's still dense. I really like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. Like I said, I just haven't had enough time with the products, but the pads I really like. I've been using them.
I like the packaging too on the pads.
Yeah.
We got a little goodie bag sent to us with a bunch of different sizes of pads and product for us to play with. Everybody last 2 weeks took pictures of their goodie bags that they got and posted them. We just didn't take a picture of ours.
Oops.
So we
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was all over social media.
Well, it was like getting a basket of smoked meats, right?
Yes,
like I'm not sitting there taking a picture and posting it up on social media. I'm just starting to eat the smoked meats and cheeses.
Yeah,
he's not
kidding. Basically,
not.
I showed up and said, Anthony, we should take a picture of all the smoked meats and cheeses we got from Dylan.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I've got let
A
me
bit
get
of
some
meat
stuff out of my teeth here,
Yeah.
and I will see if I can take
Me
a photo
and Dane
of this.
actually knocked out a whole summer sausage one day. This
I
was
remember
several
that.
years ago.
Yeah,
wow.
But
Yep.
remember that?
I
That was
remember
like a
that day.
Hillshire Farms, and me and
Yeah.
Dane, the entire summer sausage. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In a matter
crazy.
of like seconds, actually.
It
No one else is crazy.
It was a foot long.
Yeah. You
I
guys
feel like
split
this
it.
detailing
It
Q&A
was-
is very light on
Actually, it was
detailing.
almost like you guys ate it like Lady and the Tramp style. Like you guys each started at one end.
I just don't like the skin.
Oh, my.
I don't like the skin. Let's continue.
So I'm going to power us on to Dan Pfeiffer.
Dan
here.
Pfeiffer saying...
Dan has a good question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, so is the new Q&A time going to be 2 p.m. MST now instead of 3 p.m. all the time? That is the plan.
Yes. So that was kind of a push that I made once we kind of established that there were a lot of people who still wanted us to have the longer show.
Yeah.
So we were going to continue. People felt like, oh, no, it's getting shorter because we were doing like an hour and a half. Because usually on some of these shows, you'll have like the last half hour, it's starting to kind of dwindle down. Things are quieting down. Wasn't as active.
We noticed a lot of people were leaving work. They were like, hey, guys, got to
Yeah.
go. See you later. Talk to you later. I
Whereas-
got to leave work now, or I'm on my way home.
with probably the last 5 to 6 episodes, things have picked up. And certainly having a guest like Alan, people are excited. They want to talk. They want to ask questions. We want to facilitate that. So I felt like keeping the 2 hours as much as we possibly
And
can
it
is a good
helps
thing.
for some of our guests.
Yes.
Because you got to remember, if we're going on it like we did last week with Eric, when we went on at 2, it's 4 p.m. in Atlanta where he is.
Yeah.
You know, and so he was going to have to stay home from, or stay at work from 4 to 6 to do the podcast.
Yeah.
And so, or the Q&A. And so,
Sorry for Eric.
Well,
yeah,
we're starting
but
Alan
for
here
you,
at 9
it's
rather
9
than
p.m.
10,
for you. So you're 9 to 11 tonight.
You're not
know?
going to midnight
okay.
anymore. That's nice.
I'm going somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. Yeah, you're on your way.
But it's a little easier doing a 9 to 11 for you rather than a 10 to midnight.
Oh yeah, I think we've 100%. I'd rather do 9 to 11, please.
Yep.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
will keep that going, and that gives us time at the end of the day to get stuff done as we intend rather than just bouncing the second the show's over.
Yeah.
So, as we continue here, I've got Mark 6. Levi, read this one.
Hello, TRC gang. I was wondering if I need to toss away my microfiber towels after applying the last coat. Also, is there an update on the IK spray bottle? Thanks. Yeah, Mark, IK spray bottle's on the way.
Mm-hmm.
As to the last coat, I don't have enough information on that product, so I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know the product itself. I don't know how much SiO2 is in that product, so I can't really give a rating on that.
I
Now,
think they're
I would say-
probably fine.
Anthony's gonna say they're probably fine. I would say you could always soak the towels. You could always do some stuff that would help facilitate the product from drying. Soak them in some water, some
That's
APC. Before throwing them, in the wash, just to keep them wet.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Okay. Moving along here. We've got some UK
Jamie
folk
Pollock,
listening.
can us UK folk get some rag bags?
Wow.
I believe so. I think the shipping's
please.
going to be a little expensive
Yeah.
if you're going to buy it but you can only get it from the ragcompany.com. for the rag bags.
Well, if you look closely, I believe if you were to get a telescope and look across the ocean, you can actually see Hans Klosen with several bags over his shoulder making a break for the border.
Oh, I didn't realize he had already. I knew they had talked about opening the border. I didn't realize he was that sneaky. We tried to keep that from him.
He went through the underground passage.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we walled that up.
No, it's quite the drive.
Okay.
Well. Here we go. We got Mogs to bulk. Mogs to bulk.
Mogsy 28 UK.
Mogsy 2. Okay, cool. New face here. Send some over to Alan. He needs new plush microfibers.
Oh, snap. We may have to send Alan a little care package.
Well.
Of towels.
Make sure you put some bags in it, and then I can distribute them here in the UK for you.
There we go.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Chris McCallum says, I might have to stop watching and only listen while I look for these bags.
Multitasking.
Oh.
Yes.
So I'm actually going to make sure they're on the website.
Yeah, I would too.
He's like, I don't want to promise something that's not true.
I'm like,
they're not getting lunch till tomorrow.
You monster.
Our goal was to try and have them ready by the Q&A so we can announce it for you guys. We apologize if they're not. Anthony's going to check and see. They are active. All right, we just heard it.
Wow, that's cool. Nate made a really cool picture there. Oh, check this out. So we kind of, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a pixelated version of some products on there, right?
So you don't know what you're getting.
So you don't know what you're getting. Can I read the description really quick if that's cool?
Sure.
It says right here, who wrote this? Some smart person.
I think a handsome gentleman wrote that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
By the name of Anthony.
They edited some of my stuff out. That's okay.
Oh, there we go. We put it on the screen, guys. You go to
Here we go.
theragcody.com.
So can we click on there? Is that? Can we click on that banner?
Where does it take us?
And then we're going to scroll down here.
Cool.
Yeah, so $25 to $40. You have two options here, and I'll read this off. It says, are you feeling lucky? The Rag Company is excited to offer our very first mystery rag bag. These bags, which look more like boxes, contain a gamble of premium detailing products. These bags may contain microfiber, detailing chemicals, and detailing accessories. All the products in these bags are valued at twice the price of the bag. This is a perfect way to try new products or score on existing products that you love from the Rag Company. Our Tier 1 rag bag has a retail value of over $60. Our Tier 2 rag bag has a value of over $100. That's over 50% in savings. Roll the dice, spin the wheel, yank the lever, and tell your significant other that you scored big, regardless of what actually happens.
Yeah. And it's
like
cheap,
that?
$25 to
Just
$40.
right, definitely not car parts.
Yeah. Oh, and it gets better. For every day of the sale, we will upgrade one mystery rag bag order to a super mystery rag bag valued at over $160 retail. This daily grand prize takes the stakes to the next level. We wish you luck.
So you could spend $25, get the Tier 1 bag, and have the possibility of, instead of that $25 bag showing up with $60 worth of product, it could be a bag with $160
It's
worth
fun.
of product.
It's exciting. It gets the kids going, right? You can kind of get them out and say, hey, let's unbox this. And they're like, what is this? And they're like, this isn't
towels and detailing chemicals.
And they're going to be like, yay, because they don't know, right? So it's fine.
So Augie, after the car show, walks around with his paint gloss.
Yeah.
He's got a bottle of PNS paint gloss. He's very proud of himself. He hasn't figured out how to put the sprayer on yet, and he hasn't asked me to put it on him. But on there,
bullet dodged.
Hey,
okay,
at least that's his product. He's very stoked about that.
Prestige Detailing Studio here to say hello.
Well, good morning, everyone from Perth, Western Australia. I hope everyone is well. Got my coffee, and I'm ready for this week's podcast. Thanks, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Clayton's Auto Detailing. What's up, TRC? What's the difference between Optimum Tire Shine and OptiBond Tire Gel? Tire Shine has a bit of silicone in it and only lasts about a week or so.
Traditional. It's more of a
traditional tire
shine.
dressing. OptiBond Tire Gel is a water-based product that is highly dilutable, can be sprayed out of an HVLP gun. Also acts almost like an expanding foam.
Yeah,
and
it finds its way into cracks and crevices.
Everything, and it bonds with rubber. It's a legitimate bond and can last up to 6 weeks on a tire.
Exactly.
And it will resist all other tire dressings.
Wow.
So if you put it on, it's not going to like any of the other tire dressings you put on after it. Until you deep clean that tire.
We got Richard Wakefield in the house saying, good goof afternoon. And word up from, I'm not Dan. Anyways, hello From not so sunny Florida, what's the mystery stuff I'm
We're just
seeing?
gonna have to buy it.
Well, we did
Richard.
just explain it,
Yeah.
but if we explained any more, that wouldn't make it much of a mystery now, would it?
Ooh, that's a
All
good
right.
one out there. Okay.
We've got friend of the show here,
Carissa Thomas.
CGTTC04.
Anthony, nice C5 high temp ceramic demo. I'll be getting some for the motorcycles that come my way.
Did I do a
You
demo?
must have done a
Yeah.
demo of that.
No, they're
What-
on the
did that-
website,
did
but they are
that-
not
did
YouTube
Did
videos.
that wheel video get posted?
We made a number of videos
Ooh,
for
so there's some-
G-Technic
Yeah.
G-Technic videos in particular
But they're on
that
the
are not
website.
on our YouTube channel, but they are product videos. We're
They're
using
hidden.
Vimeo for some of that stuff, so you'll see them on there. But you can go check those out. That's right. They're surprise secret videos that these guys
Ooh,
participated
mystery
in that are not
bags
on the
and
YouTube channel.
mystery
So,
videos.
They're like, we're buying all of this stuff, and we didn't ask for this.
Well,
Why are
here's
you
a great
doing this
one.
to us?
Chris McCallum, his comment coming
Oh.
up here.
Well, here, let me. Okay, you
Pop
can
it
do
on
that
there.
one, and then I'll do the one
Okay.
before it. After.
Fun fact, the $40 mystery box and the G-Technic sample kit will give you just enough to get free shipping in the Continental 48. Order is in.
Nice.
So-
So that's
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
That's actually
Have you
a
seen that
good
thing,
combo.
Alan? The Smart Surface kit?
Sampler.
It's
Sampler?
cool.
I've been looking at it all now, and I was going to try and work out how much will it cost for the UK guys, and I got declined. Your website went, no. So I don't know if it's because I'm in the islands. So sorry.
Somebody
doing
reach
that
out
live,
to
but
Hans.
also-
Yeah, through the
Yeah, I
underground
also-
passage.
Oh,
Hey
boy.
Hans, get it in. But I
Yeah.
also have in my basket right now. Yep.
Yeah. So
I
I
seen
think
it.
it's because the chemicals that are in it. We can't ship. That's why.
That could be it.
Yeah.
So we can ship towels over the water. We can't ship chemicals over the
Gotcha.
ocean.
Gotcha.
That's
Tanner
right.
V in the house saying, "Hey guys, just did my first CSL EXO application as well as G1 application to my Windows. What can I expect maintenance wise for the next washes? Shout out to Dane for applying on Facebook."
Nice.
Hey,
Alan, you
nice.
want to handle
yeah,
this one?
Alan, what you got?
Just wash it, baby. Don't be afraid. Everyone ceramic coats their cars, and they're like, "Oh no, what do I do now? I'm gonna break my ceramic coating." You've just put a ceramic coating on your car. It's so much easier. So yeah, just wash it up. Have fun. You'll probably find that your contactless washing will work a whole lot faster, a whole lot better. So if you are doing your pre-washing, like a citrus cleaner wash or a snow foam wash, but just the usual rules apply. If you're going to do any sort of drying, then I would make sure you're at least doing an ONR or a contact wash before then just going straight drying it, because you'll just rub dirt everywhere.
Okay,
It's simple.
There you go.
A lot easier.
very fair.
George Brooks, will the CR spotless water system starve my pressure washer of water? No,
no,
actually, it
not at all.
doesn't. It's surprising. As long as you have, I would honestly, if it was me, I would plan on turning that system on so that it's pressurized, so that the water can fill into each one of those filters. And then it will continually push the water through, no problem. We haven't had any issues when we turn it on, but then again, I do turn it on a few minutes prior so that it is pressurized. There is water in that system so that it's able to continue.
Yeah, it's
to
got a
run.
chance to.
But it's
fill
quick.
up
It
first.
runs fast. It doesn't starve it at all.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you knew he couldn't be too far away. His ears must have been burning. Hans
There
Closen
he
just
is.
here to say, hey, what's up, peeps?
What's up, dude?
Hans, man of the hour.
All right, we got Tanner back again.
Anthony, how is the garage coming along? Any interest in using OGS garage design service in its creation? Planning on converting my barn soon into a garage and look forward to the ideas.
Ooh, barn
That's
conversion.
actually, I totally forgot about Matt's little service that he's doing. His little planner for garage stuff. No, it's coming along good. So I just picked up I explained on the last podcast. I picked up my new Husky cabinets. So I got 2 of the 36-inch wide by 72 inches tall, the big 2-door cabinets with the lock on them. So I did 2 of those. So in the third bay, which I'm trying to focus more on, I got 1 on each side. The car is going to kind of be between the 2. And so I need to figure out something for the middle, get the TV mounted. I need to go buy the TV, buy the mount. But lights are in. So I did, like I said on the podcast, 6 wraparound LEDs up on the ceiling for the full 3 car. And now I've kind of put the flooring on the back burner. Not that I wanted to, but it's the time right now. I'm still moving basically.
Yeah,
So I have to just get all of my stuff in, and then
You guys
can
are running
start
out of time. You got renters.
in
the
like
old house.
5 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to go to the other house and clean that up still. So basically, the garage floor is kind of up on the back burner. I don't even want to think about it right now, but that will eventually have to happen. And so the garage flooring will be going in, hopefully maybe by, I don't know, November, right? Is what I'm hoping. I'll pick something out and go with it. But in the meantime, things are still just boxes.
Okay. Then we got Hans back again.
All right. Levi, you look so young without a beard. What did the wife think of this? She was a little bummed that the beard disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
She thought I did.
It disappeared.
It disappeared. She said, I liked it. I'm kind of
Shrug.
She's like, I liked it. I kind of hope that you didn't shave it off. But she did say it was nice to see my face again because
Oh, there you are.
you got to remember, guys, like I've had a beard twice in the last 15 years. Neither of them have lasted the length of a year.
No.
So I had a beard for the first time back in right before I started working here.
Yeah.
It was like 20, or when we started doing videos the first
There's
time.
still
it was like
evidence of it in that glass video,
2013.
the first one
Yeah,
we
it was
ever
like
did.
2014. I had a beard.
Yeah.
Or no, it was 2016. When did I start working? Anyway, it was 2016. I had a beard.
right around that
Had it
time.
for like 6 months or so. Shaved it off, and then I was clean shaven up until last year, right before SEMA. About this time of the year, I started growing a beard again.
Yeah.
And so I just shaved it off. Just almost made it a year with the beard, and then shaved it off. So it was nice. My kids freaked out because I tricked them. I made them lunch, right? I mean, Alan, you could imagine this. You give your kid, you make them lunch, and then you run to the bathroom, shave off your beard, and then come back out and act like nothing happened. And, hey, are you guys eating? How's lunch going? Come on, we got to get hurrying on that. They were both like, we're eating. We're trying. What?
Now,
like, all of a sudden, they saw
now
my
I'm
face.
curious, Alan, if you just did a facial hair delete, what would the people around you think?
I probably look like I'm about 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dane's mom said I looked 25, and I was very happy about that.
Wow.
What a compliment.
Yeah, she said I was no longer the elder statesman. I said that's because my beard was full of gray hairs.
Yeah.
I look like an old man.
Kind of. Yeah.
And my daughter said that to me last week. Like we were playing in a pool, and she like climbed up to me, and she was like, "You look so old," and I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotta go.
But at this point, we mentioned Anthony's tash that he brought to the UK.
Oh man, I missed that mustache. It was
No one else does.
disgusting, and it was bad, man.
He
I
had
was
a
like,
very skewed idea of what it meant to be European. He thought it meant having a mustache.
Well,
I
and the
know.
best
Yeah.
part was we weren't even in Europe.
Yeah, no.
So-
Nope.
We're in the
yeah,
UK.
I just thought they were so close. It might be the same thing. Well, we landed in the Netherlands,
Yeah,
technically.
that's probably why you got confused.
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
that they were giving me the looks in the airport there. They were like, "Hey, what's up?" And
Yeah,
I'm just
it probably
I'm
would have
like-
worked there.
And I said, "Hey, I'm not staying." They're like, "Are you sure the red light district's just this way?" And
Yeah.
I said,
Oh, boy.
"No, I can't."
So
And-
anyway, we've got Jeff C.
Okay.
down here saying, I'm honored and humble, guys. Thanks for the shout out. Now, how about some Gabe Solution Package Pluffle socks? Seems like a lot of
Wow.
people latched onto this whole sock idea since
Great
our video
idea.
came
Great
out.
idea.
Quite
Oh,
a few.
and on
boy.
for the UK guys watching, I shared Jeff C's post on my profile now. So if they're not
Nice.
following you guys, they should be on mine.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. All right,
Thank
Chris
you.
McCallum, dude, the sock was amazing. I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop. It was so. I never heard that. Never heard of using a sock. Like
makes sense.
it does, but
makes sense.
I just an old sock. It's
Yeah,
They
I
kind of
mean,
get
just call it
sweaty and
nothing.
crunchy.
Uh,
Right?
eh,
Wax
don't,
off.
don't be
Crunch-
scratching
crunchy is
things.
debatable.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
all right,
Bait
no.
Addict's here, and he's saying, whoop, whoop, sup, Levi, Anthony fishing for baits, and Dane. Oh, boy. Here we go. Anyway, continuing on, we've got Alan.
I like that.
Bait Addict is excited to see Alan is on the show.
Nice.
Of course. And then we've got Mike's being asking a question.
Levi,
which-
what do you mean people
Yeah.
want to remove the texture? It's the orange peel.
yeah. When they were
Literally
talking
straight
about
up
The OEM orange peel.
OEM orange peel. Now, the OEM manufacturers add orange peel, one, because it reduces the amount of tolerances that they need to put into the robots when the robots are spraying. Because if the robots had to spray flat, completely flat in terms of the surface, it makes it very difficult because there could be a delineation in the panels if it's that flat. And if the robot gets stuck or whatever, it changes the way it looks.
It
but
stands
if
out a lot more if you were to
but
do
if
it that way.
it's able to spray at a texture, they're able to lower the amount of paint and clear coat and stuff that goes on because the texture distracts your eye and you don't seem to need a lot of it. Now, everybody that buys a car goes, ooh, yeah, no, I want to get rid of all that orange peel. It's funny that the new cars have orange peel, but the problem is they use less and less clear coat every year because they're always trying to save money. And the clear is the worry because once you remove that, you cut into a lot of stuff.
You're probably
there are
pretty
UV
deep
inhibitors in the
stuff.
clear that are in those first few layers that you end up cutting into when you sand that off, which then means that you've compromised the integrity of the clear. And so from the factory, you've destroyed it. That's the main reason that ceramic coatings increased was because of the limit on the amount of clear applied at the factory. The clear wasn't able to last as long, so the creation of a ceramic coating was then added to prolong and give that lifespan. Back in the old days, they'd do 3 or 4 coats of clear on a car. Now you're lucky if you're getting a coat to 2 coats, period. Now, custom cars or cars that have been resprayed,
Whole different animal.
Anthony, when he had his bumper painted, how many coats of clear did you have put on?
I had him put on. It was 3 coats, but I had him do like two heavy final coats, and I explained. I'm like, he's like, well, it's gonna have some orange peel, and he's like, I'm not gonna finish everything out. I said, don't even worry about it. I said, I want you to lay that thing on thick, and he was like, okay, I'll
handle it
right?
from
And
here.
when you did the fender in the door, you had to do the same thing.
I also had to lay it on thick, right? And so it's orange peeled, so I still have to finish out and sand it down.
But you've got material to work with.
Yes, but I got material to work with, and I would much rather do it than him, if that makes sense. I feel like I could do a better job.
Yeah. And what a lot of people don't know is like Jason Kilmer, the Sandman, when he's working on a show car, you got to understand these guys that are doing these show cars, they've got $20,000 to $50,000 in just paint work.
Yeah.
How many gallons of clear did that
I don't
37 have?
I don't even know.
Wasn't it like I don't know, like 20 or 30 gallons?
Something like that. It was insane.
It was something so insane where we said no, and he said no, really. There's that much clear on this.
It had so much clear that he said he was able to sand into it up to 600 grit.
Yeah.
And still had plenty of material to work through.
It's like one of those living room tables with the bottle caps and a table with the lacquer epoxy or whatever that's a mile thick. It was like that.
Yeah, and their goal was to be able to, they needed to have that material because they wanted to make sure it was fully even all the way.
It was a Riddler contender and all of that.
Riddler contenders, they had to sand every single section that had paint on that car.
Now,
and finish it to perfection.
Alan, I've got a question for you. We know what it's like generally over here, but where you are, when you find a repainted panel or something like that you know was done recently, generally how much clear do you find on there, if any?
If it's going to aftermarket shop, there's generally more than there is from a manufacturer.
Okay.
It's because these guys are, they're not robots, they're not regulated. Plus, remember, a cool thing Levi's mentioning there, that the orange peel effect is built into the manufacturing process from the robots. It also makes it easier for the aftermarket repair guys to match, because then if they've got this orange peel effect to match to, it's easier than trying to match a perfectly flat panel. So that's why it's built.
Exactly, because when a guy's going to spray it aftermarket, right? There's going to be orange peel on there. The less amount of work he has to do to get that perfect match, the better. Because if he's basically trying to match up a super orange peeled panel that he sprayed to an untextured panel, right? Yeah. He's gonna have to put a ton more work into that. And then what's the margin of error there? It's very small, because if he goes too far, bam, that's another respray right there, right? So it's very difficult.
Why it's built in. The robots, you can program all these little efficiencies in, but you cannot control every body shop that the dealership's going to use after manufacture. So that's how they build that in.
Next up, we got Paint Addict here saying, by the way, used Halo, and oh my God, what a dream. Feels easier to wipe off than CSL.
It's pretty dope. Dope.
And then we got Mike Fraser simply saying, good to see you back on YouTube, Alan. I don't know, Alan. It's not like you left. Then we got Alex here.
I'm not doing weekly regular of stuff, that's for sure. But I'm
No.
back.
Alex asking, how many times should I wash my car in a month? So won't touch the paint that much. Honestly, it's up to you, man. Like you can paint it, you can wash it as many times as you want. It just depends. Anthony, how often do you wash the Evo and you drive it?
Once a month on the Evo.
But it stays in the garage.
Well, but then sometimes it'll go like 2 to 3 months depending on
how often do you wash the Civic?
Oh,
do you
Civic,
drive every day?
Civic's almost every week.
Yeah, once a week.
Like a rinseless wash once a week is what we'll typically do.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I try and wash all my cars every week. Sometimes I go every 2 weeks.
Katie's car is once a month or once every 2 months. I'll knock out hers. I just
Oh, she doesn't ask for it. You just do it
I
anyway
just try
because
not
you
to
can't
look
stand
at
to
it as
look at it.
often. Yeah, I just say I don't want to look. I don't want to see any new dings or anything on it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Back.
Yeah.
What about you, Alan?
The van has not been washed the whole of COVID lockdown. It's an absolute disgrace. Only the interior gets done for me and Jacob, the 3-year-old. I was doing it deliberately so we could do it after COVID wash. But the real main reason I haven't done it now is going, whoa, direction change, is through COVID when I was working in the warehouse, the construction guys next to us got a new digger, but it didn't match their color scheme, so they just sprayed it. And I reckon my van was 10 meters away. So now one side of the van's completely covered in blue overspray.
Oh,
so it's become
that's pretty cool, Alan. That's a cool feature.
Well, it's brand colors, so I mean, if it was gonna be any color, he lucked out.
What are those candy dots that you see off those wax papers? Remember those wax paper candy dots? Like, what are these? Oh, these taste bad.
It's paint, Anthony.
We all ate paint chips as a kid. Am I right? No. Anybody? All right.
No.
Project a little bigger, so I keep putting it off, going, it's covered in overspray anyway. I'm not ready to film that video yet.
Well, that's when you break out the clay, and Oh, man. Okay, we got Mike Spina here. Would it be safe to say Uno plus Beadmaker would give 3 to 6 months of protection, if properly maintenance washed afterwards?
Yes, because you'd have to do the 20 minutes, wipe off without Beadmaker, let the Uno cure, then, so the 4 hours, then wipe it down with Beadmaker. That way you've kind of got the waxes and the sealants on Uno have done their job and bonded properly and cross-linked and done all that stuff. And then after it's sat and cross-linked, then you're basically applying a layer of Beadmaker over the top of that. So the Beadmaker becomes the sacrificial layer, and then the sealants in the Uno would take over after that.
Yeah.
So
I see no
About 3
reason
months,
why
6,
you couldn't get 3 to 3 months plus out of that combination. I have no idea why you wouldn't be able to get that. I think you could. I think that's easily achievable for especially for the people that were only getting like a month out of Beadmaker. I think that'll absolutely supercharge that process.
Now, I've got one here. I want everybody to weigh in on this, and this will probably round out our first hour. But let's go ahead and read this one.
Carissa Thomas asking, I was wondering what your worst detail mistake was and how you fixed it. Well, locked myself out of the car, your right window down.
Oh.
So, you are right, windows down. So, so I've always, at my shop, my number one, Dane always leaves his keys in his car at his house. And I asked him, do you crack your windows? He goes, well, no, I never lock my keys in my car.
Oh, and I keep the windows down at the house.
But I was joking about how, like, at my shop, it doesn't matter if there's a car in my garage. If I pull it in, I crack the windows if I'm working on someone's car as my very first step, because then I could always break back into it if I lock the keys in. Because there are times you walk around and you think you have the keys in your pocket or you hung them on your workbench or whatever, but maybe they were just sitting in the cup holders and you're cleaning, you're not paying attention, and you lock a button and it locks all the doors. You shut it, you go to the back door to open it to work on the next panel, and the doors are locked and you're like, oh crap. And then you go to grab the keys and you're like, nope, they're up. Oh man, they're sitting in the cup holder. And when you have employees, you're trying to minimize those mistakes. So I've always cracked the windows. As to a detailing mistake, gosh, I've had so many. I don't really have one other than like I've burned paint off of a car. When, a dealership brought us a car, it had just come from the body shop. They didn't tell us that they had very, very soft paint on a bumper. We're polishing, and I've had my guys or myself burn the paint. I've had my guys pull in cars and bust mirrors off the side of a car while they're pulling it backing it into the shop. They're not paying attention.
The antenna whip.
That wasn't me, but I did have an employee that hit an antenna with his rotary, and it smacked him across the face with the antenna and knocked him off of this big. It was
Some
a big
real
lifted,
force behind that
big
thing.
lifted truck, and he was about 5'4". He was standing on the tire, polishing the hood, and he moved back. And when he leaned back, he hit that antenna that was like right here next to his head. It slapped him across the face. He had a nice Joker red mark across his cheeks. But when it did that, it knocked him and his polisher and everything off the ground, or off the tire onto the ground. When he popped back up, he had that mark.
Well,
So had that. Alan, have you had any weird things happen in your shop?
Detailing mistakes. So yeah, of course, we've all in our time burnt paint. You know, it's going to be happening when you're doing your thing. One of the worst ones I had was the Defender. So I had a Land Rover Defender in, and they generally have these epic, like big plastic over fenders, I suppose you guys would call them. You know, the big extensions on there. And then the guy had them color matched. So there's me, you know, young detailer watching my best YouTubers, like, yeah, tape up everything, make it look. Don't tape up a car, then leave tape on for the entire detail. What happens is it likes to weld itself onto those nice painted over fenders. So at the end of the job, when you've done all your hard work and you peel it off, paint just comes off with the tape on the last tape.
Oh,
No.
Like, yep. Time to phone the customer and say, I'm respraying all 4 of your arches. Yep. So, top tip,
boy.
ladies and gents, when you're using tape the area you want to do, machine it, then remove that tape.
super
Yeah.
sound advice.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah. I was going to say, unless Anthony has one here, I'm going to round us out to the break. But did you have anything you want to throw in there first?
There's I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of not massive mistakes, but like small enough to where it eats at me for the rest of time. Like for example, like back when I was younger, right, and I was taking on smaller jobs, you know, when I was, you know, in my earlier 20s, I was using the wrong type of carpet brush, right? And so I was using something that was so stiff, right, that it was fraying out the carpet, right? It was pilling. It was, you know what I'm talking about, to where basically it went from looking to a nice tight carpet weave
To fuzz.
to a shag carpet fuzz. And I'm
An
looking
eagle
at
that had
that,
been in the dryer too
and they don't know the difference, right? But that's when I had to learn how to use a fabric shaver, right? Because I'm like, how do you fix this, right? And so I've done things like that. I've polished satin or matte black trim to a high gloss finish without knowing, you know, thinking like, hey, this is just going to remove the water spots and some of this stuff off here, right? It's not going to be that big of a deal. I polish it out and I say, oh my God, well, that'll come back, right? No, never came back. That was always glossy. And I was like, well, that's not good. So there's things like that and that I've done, but nothing that was ever like, oh no, I got to get the heck out of Dodge. It was always,
I have to change my name
it was
and
always
leave
like
town.
small things from like, well, I'll never do that again.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. That's rad.
All right.
All right, we're going to go to break real quick. You guys can hang out, watch some of these great commercials for just a little bit while we make bathroom breaks, snack breaks, and we'll catch you guys all here in a second. So
That's right.
Hey guys, Anthony chiming in really quick to let you know that a new video dropped on the Rag Company YouTube channel. In this video, it is Levi teaching Gabe how to do the 20-minute one-step that you all ask about. So here are some highlights that you can check out.
Hey guys, Levi for the Rag Company, and with me, Mr. Gabe Garcia. Howdy. Who helps out with all our production and all that stuff. But today in Detailing Uncut, I wanted to show you guys something that I know a lot of people have been hitting us up about. It's my 20-minute one-step.
Roll the B-roll.
This car is, you know, it's a well-loved piece of the family. You used a sock.
Don't judge me.
Used a sock.
This
Gabe,
was
in 23 years, I've never used a sock.
serious.
Polish anything.
Diaper, maybe.
Diaper, maybe. A sock. Wow. You know, you guys have all used it. It's become a loaner car for the family. And it's still staying in the family, but the point is the car still looks nice. So does your dad go like, "Ah, that's my good sock. What are you doing?"
No,
That's
no.
my detailing sock.
All right, so hopefully I gave you a sneak peek on what to expect from the video. It is a long one, so make sure to grab your popcorn. And as always, stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rag Company.
Hey guys, Levi for the Rag Company, and I wanted to direct you over to our FAQ channel. Now, our FAQ channel is our way of answering all those questions you had as quickly and efficiently as possible. The FAQ channel is very simple. From whether you're just starting out detailing, you need to learn how to wash a car, or maybe you have a question on what a rinseless wash is, or something as simple as how do I wash my microfiber towels, you'll be able to find it at the Rag Company FAQ channel.
If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering how long can you store Optimum No Rinse inside of a bucket for?
The difference between an open cell and a closed cell foam pad.
Should I wash my microfiber towels after using a spray sealant? So we're going to be answering that question and more in today's FAQ video.
Well, there you have it. Hopefully now you know a little bit more about the FAQ channel, and if you're looking for it, go to YouTube and type in the Rag Company FAQ and make sure you subscribe so that you'll be aware whenever a new video comes out. Now, if you didn't see your question answered, feel free to send us an email or leave a comment right there on a video, and we will be sure to add that to our next video. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and can't wait to see you guys there. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, it's Anthony with the Rag Company, and do you like cars? Do you like washing cars? Do you like watching other people wash cars in an impromptu interview setting? Boy, do we have the show for you, because it's called Wash Wednesday, and it can be seen at the Rag Company YouTube channel, in which I host that show, of all people, believe it or not. So what this show is all about is that we pull in people locally from the car community, as well as travel from the other side of the country to basically team up with YouTubers and other really cool people to wash their cars as well. So it's just a lot of fun. Now what happens is we bring these people on that often don't know how to wash their cars, believe it or not. So we show them new tips, tricks, and techniques to learn how to wash them properly, as well as interview them about their car, how they got into cars, and why they chose maybe that car. And then at the very end, go and take it for a drive, which is really, really cool. It's a really fun experience. The Wash Wednesday series has been around for a couple of years now. We have plenty of episodes coming up, so don't go anywhere. You want to check these things out, as well as a ton of our other channels and other videos that we have on the Rag Company YouTube channel, the FAQ channel, the podcast channel, you name it. There's tons of stuff throughout those channels and those videos. So make sure to check those out as well. But I think Wash Wednesday is going to be great for car enthusiasts and people that like watching other people wash their cars in an impromptu interview setting. It's a lot, but trust me, it works. So head to the Rag Company YouTube channel, check out Wash Wednesday, and if there's any cars that you want to see down in the comments, leave them down below. We'll make sure to have those in an upcoming video. All right, catch you later.
Hello, and welcome back to the show. I'm not going to say it, don't worry. But we've got Alan here with us once again. Welcome, Alan. And if you're just joining us, it's been a fun, we've had some detours, but I think it's been a fun Q&A so far. So let's keep that train rolling. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
No, I'm just waiting for Pepsi to give us a call back so that we can get some sweet Pepsi beverages in there.
You know what I was thinking about?
Right behind there, that Pepsi throwback fridge from New Air.
I was just thinking about this, right? We go to the store once, twice a week, right?
Yeah.
And we go when we buy 12 packs of Pepsi, right? That's what we do. We do
Which
this,
we did this week. Yeah.
We do this every single week, right? And we fill up the fridge and we keep it looking nice. You know what I was thinking about? Why don't we just go to Costco and get cases of these, or the largest sizes available, and just have a storage pack, like a storage solution?
That's kind of what I'm planning through PepsiCo partners.
Okay.
I've already started the conversation, but they haven't called me back yet since I had my last interview.
How long ago was this interview?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't think they're calling you back, Levi.
I think I'm gonna have to call them and find out what's
I think
the game
they might
plan.
have blocked you.
I hope
So
not.
I'm going to pull up our first comment / question.
Aw, Dane
All
killing the
right.
fun in the fun
Oh,
half as usual.
That's my move. Just making sure we have some fun, but we also address
But I
people's
hope they can get
comments
us Iron Brew.
and questions.
That's the one thing I miss.
God. Alan, so
Yes.
what's it like knowing that you can drink Iron Brew or Earn Brew at any time?
Refreshing.
Are you an Earn Brew extra or just an original?
Original,
Kinda
but you can't. The original. That's like black market stuff now.
Yes, there's crack cocaine in there, is what that is.
Pieces
you-
of metal.
So something that
Shavings.
Levi likes to do to spice
No,
things up, right? So every once in a while, Levi will kind of do this when he's filming. Like he's like, I want to just feel alive today, right? I'll actually see him mix half and half Diet Pepsi and original Pepsi.
Oh, that
And
that's true.
Is that something that you've ever done with an Earn Brew? Like you've taken extra and you've mixed it with like original Earn Brew?
I've mixed Iron Brew with many things, but not Iron Brew.
Whoa. Huh.
See, we've looked into it. We've talked about Amazon has the ability to purchase some Iron Brew Extra, which is really our favorite.
Yeah.
But it's expensive.
Well, Dane's new drink of choice is actually a combination of Iron Brew and White Claw.
Yeah,
You mix
it's
the
weird.
two together,
Like
and it is delicious.
Ice flavored, lemon ice flavored Iron Brew.
Dane, you like to party?
There's nothing more dangerous than an iron claw. Moving on. Alkaline Top Hat says,
Very good.
nice segue.
That was good.
oh
Question
no,
for-
followed by this.
Question for Alan: is that couch where you interview new employees, cast their
that's
role in
not
your
good.
shop? No,
Nope.
that is not where he does that at all. That is a horrible thing to say, Alkaline Top
It is
Hat.
Yeah,
where
you should
I-
feel
Bad Top Hat.
ashamed.
That is
shame to your
horrible.
family.
Shame
For
on
starting
you.
a new business, what would you say is the quickest way to grow, says Jacob Terry.
So, starting a new
Word.
business, what would say the quickest way to grow? Facebook's great. Honestly, it's free. It's probably the best form of free advertising you could do. And the way I used to do it is I would reach out to friends, put it on my friends page with all my friends and say, hey, look, I'm starting a new business. This is what I'm doing. And just put it out there. That's what that's for. That's technically what social media is for you to be able to reach out to all your friends, let them know what you're doing, and hoping that you could get them to give you some business. Now, I had some friends that would send me cars. I detail them. And if they'd send me usually what I did was if they were a good friend of mine, I'd reach out to them and go, hey, do you mind if I take some pictures of the car, post it on Facebook, tag you in it? Because then that reaches their friend group.
Yeah.
Their friend group sees that they got their car done. They all start booking. That was the easiest. That's the easiest, cheapest way because it's free.
Yeah.
And you can kind of build up your network. Then you get word of mouth. People start going, oh, hey, this guy did
Word of
this.
mouth
or
is actually pretty
so and
big
so did this.
still.
Or you ask them, hey, make a post about, they can say like, oh, just had Anthony detail my car. It's great. Make sure you tag me in it. And then people go, oh, I need to have my car done by him. How much do they charge? And that's the easiest way to get started to create that. Alan, what do you say for up there in
Your neck of the woods.
sunny, warm Scotland? There in Elgin.
Yeah, the exact same. I said it. Word of mouth is one of the best ways, and if you're looking to do a certain type of job, then niche down. So, what I mean by that is, if you find out you're really good at doing Honda paint, then go and start hanging out at Honda meets. You all share a passion. People buy from people.
Yeah. I like that.
That's the word. There you go.
All right, what do we got next, Dean? We got something
Next
good.
up,
We got something
we've
good
got-
brewing from a Chris Brine, right? It's a Bernie.
Bernie. Well,
Chris
Bi-
Bernie. I
Bernie?
like the brine because I was bringing up the brewing, right? There's like a brine brewing. He says, what you think about wet sanding? Do you do it or machine? So I think you're just asking, what do we hand wet sand or do we machine sand?
Depends on the panel.
And I think that you're absolutely right. I think it depends on the panel. So we do have some things that we can use here for sanding, right?
Yep.
So for we have our
KX Clay Rid
we have our
Sticks.
KXK Red Sticks. Here in the studio, we have our pneumatic polishers that we can use for sanding here from Rupas as well, if we would like to do that for wet sanding. we're typically hand sanding type of people. We're going to wet sand anything, and typically it is with Rid Sticks.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of videos that we've made with Jason Kilmer and Andy Ward. You guys can go back and watch those.
And Aaron Knox.
And Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage actually has a fantastic series on sanding.
Yeah.
And we were there for that. We actually come in and make a guest appearance.
We were the ones holding the cameras.
But yeah, we were actually. And those videos are so informative. They're so over the top informative. I would recommend watching those. But I think hand sanding is a great place to start.
Yeah. Alan, what do you think?
Yeah, so I don't really do texture sanding. I can teach it, but it's just textbook stuff. I don't really do it, but I definitely sand a lot if I'm on a job where I know I need to do more than, say, three steps with a machine polisher. Then I'm just going to do a wet sand set and then a finish.
Yeah.
And that's how good I think the technology is today. If you guys have dabbled in that, but you know yourself, you can go with a 2000 or a 3000 pass, and you can knock out the majority of defects in one controlled pass and potentially remove less clear coat than you would hacking away with microfiber or wool for 2 or 3 sets before you're finished.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe a good paper.
The only time I sand.
Yeah, a good paper to start with. Maybe go try to find some 3000 Trizac and just get you just kind of get
4000 Trizac.
or 4000, right?
Is one of my favorites.
And just kind of get the idea of what sanding does and the finish that it leaves behind, compound it, polish it out, and then just get a feel for it, right? Because you need to have the expectation of that those sanding marks will be able to be taken out, right? Especially if it's high enough. So if you're playing in 3000, 4000, then any compound for the most part is going to be able to remove that, especially by machine. So just get used to seeing what sanding does, seeing how it flattens the finish, and then bringing it back. And then do that over and over again, because realistically, you're not really taking off a whole lot of clear with 3000 or 4000. I mean, minimal. I mean, nothing almost. And especially if you're going in, either wet or dry, and then just compounding it out. What is this?
My battery died. I'm
Is this
switching
a phone?
packs. I'm switching packs.
Hello. That's and the other thing is go to a junkyard, grab yourself a panel, flat hood or fender, and then just take it down to a local body shop and have them shoot some extra clear on it for you. That way you have product, or find a car in a junkyard
that's in good shape.
That's in good shape, and play around with it. See how deep you can burn through it. See how well it is. There's a lot of stuff, and if you use your eye to the right, you can actually find custom paint. There are cars that have been custom painted. There was an Astro van over here at the junkyard across the street that a buddy of mine painted, and I remember when he painted it, and I thought, dang, those have been some great panels to pull, because I knew there was a lot of clear coat added to those panels. And so, and nice big flat doors on those vans, so you could pull the door, you could set it up, and you'd have enough material to work on, because it was a custom paint job. But short of that, just find a guy on Facebook to shoot some clear on it, or put it in your driveway and shoot clear on it yourself. Get some 1K or 2K clear.
If you're new to sanding, another thing to do, just for fun, right? Throw on some 2000, right? Go and do a wet sand, right? And find a panel that's in decent shape, that's got a decent amount of paint on it. Just see how long it takes you to burn through that thing.
Yeah.
Your hand will be tired. I guarantee your hand's going to get tired before you realize. You're going to be like, oh my God, any second I should be going through this thing. It takes a little bit longer than you think in most cases.
Right. Correct. All right.
Yeah,
Danny Israel. Go ahead. Sorry, Alan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I barely hand sand, but in using the machine, especially like if you're going to use the 12 Duet or something, the foam backed sanding discs are incredible for anyone starting out. They're perfect, I think, for doing defect removal type sanding rather than the spot or texture stuff you guys are on about. And a top tip I give everyone when they're doing it is deliberately stop short. So literally start it, do one pass, and then just buff it out, and you'll just see the little pigtails it's doing, so that you can understand the phases it's happening with sanding. Because a lot of people, when they use their discs, they have the fear and they don't actually sand enough. They don't create a nice level defect removal. They're too short, and they've created peaks and troughs, and it becomes harder to take the sanding out. Whereas if they just did 1 or 2 more passes with the machine, they would have a nice level uniform gray. Remember, you're still going to see texture, guys. If you're using a foam back disc, that's not a texture leveling disc, it's a defect removal disc. So you're still going to see the orange peel effect, but if you've got a nice uniform gray, that's when you've used it enough, and that'll machine out sweet as butter.
Yep, exactly. So, Danny Israel, $4.99 super chat from Danny Israel for Mama Levi's earpods.
Very
fund.
kind, Danny.
Thank you, Danny. You didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it. Again, I'm asking you guys to use your super chat money. Go on there and bid for Jeff C's eBay listing of the KXK PR1 rack that we all signed here on the live for Morgan's final show. So he's got that up there. He's trying to raise some money so that he can get a child. They're going to adopt a child, and they're just trying to fill the coffers. So
also, a fun fact: it has Morgan's signature on it.
Does have
which
Morgan's
not many
signature.
things have that anymore, so you got to look
No.
out for that. So,
Echo Jr. 710. Not sure if it was asked yet. What's the best, in your opinions, microfiber towels to use with O&R if I'm doing the Gary Dean method? We've always said Eagles, Minxes, so Eagle 350s or Minx Royales or Creatures are great as well. So any of those three work wonderfully. So since we got so many questions about the new Rupes system, Anthony's bringing it out here.
I saw all
was
the
gonna
questions
say, is
coming,
that-
and I'm like, dude, I don't want to have to explain this, 3 times over. I might as well just bring the stuff out. And
All
then
right.
Because
also
I
this will be
was
good.
earlier, if you guys got pure, because that is phenomenal.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this stuff isn't available yet. So this is all pre-release stuff. We're not currently selling it.
We're not. We're going to be carrying the pads. We haven't pulled on any of the chemicals other than Uno Protect.
Correct.
And this is Uno Pure.
But this was sent as part of our gift package last week, and so here's just some of the stuff so we can kind of show you what to expect of the new stuff.
All right, Ricky Cologne. Dang it! I am late to the Q&A. I'm got done ordering a mystery bag. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it. Bait Addict. I don't see the new Rupeds pads available. Any differences? They are on their way actually right now. They're in the mail. I got our shipping, tracking info. So they're not here yet. We'll probably have them sometime next week. And then Baguette Kalia says, shout out from India. And then Carissa, Alan, where may I obtain the clay that everyone likes?
I'm guessing they're American.
Carissa,
Can they get it from Chicago Auto Pros?
Yeah, they can get it over Car Guy Supplies, Chicago Auto Pros. Okay. And if you're over in Europe, you can get it on Amazon. And if you're in the UK, hello.
Pick it up straight up from AM Details.
So really quick, just to cover the Rupes pads, because people are wondering what the differences is. Basically, you have a more of a flared out edge here. It's actually curved. It's kind of hard to tell on camera here, but this is curved and it goes outwards. It has kind of a thinner lip here. The pad is thinner. You can see that it is quite, I wouldn't say quite a bit thinner, but it's a little bit thinner.
It's a little bit thinner.
But the foam feels fantastic. It's a very sturdy pad.
Yeah, they come in those sacks now.
And they come in these nice little bags. It's extremely well balanced, and that's something that with the older pads, some people would have luck with a great pad right out of the bag and it would be well balanced and be good to go. Whereas some other ones, right, you have to find that perfect balance because not all of them were perfect. And so these are balanced a ton better, and I absolutely just love the way these things look and feel. So you can kind of see it's got that beveled edge there, so it kind of curves in. On the back side, it shows you the machines that it is actually for and the machines that you can use it on and kind of the rotation of it. But new branding, new look. I think these bags are really nice as well. Upside down.
Super cool.
So you can check that out there. And I'm just going to open this one because it's ours and I can. But if I tear
it's not
that
going
open,
anywhere. Yeah.
And so check that. So this is the 6.5 inch, and the yellow was the 5.5 inch. And so really, really nice. And they actually redid the blue.
They did redo the blue. It's
and
not so brittle.
Yeah,
it's
one of the biggest
brittle.
complaints with the first gen blue foam was that it was very brittle. So if you would catch an edge, it would basically shave itself and it would trim itself down. Whereas this is structurally a lot more sound and can take a good beating on corners and edges if you were to hit those.
Okay. Well, next up, we've got a question here from Corey. Hans is talking to everybody else there, but I don't think it's necessarily.
Well, Hans was just joking about how he wouldn't do anything. He'd empty out TRCPS
Yeah.
and what was storage. He wouldn't forget, blah, blah, blah. So it's funny.
Yeah.
It's him planning his heist.
I just also
So.
see we're also 47
All
minutes
right.
behind.
Corey says, I have a car with soft black paint, and I'm considering a ceramic coating to help prevent minor marring and light swirls from routine washing. Which coating would you recommend? Thanks in advance. Really any coating, honestly. A coating is designed to hopefully be a little more harder and a little, they want to add a little more surface or scratch resistance. So really coating it, period, is going to be the best thing to help get soft black paint. And any of them really work the best. CSL or even C1 are great at that. They do provide a lot of great protection.
I would say
as
for
well as that chemical.
entry level, I think that between CSL, Gloss Coat by Optimum,
or even
I think-
inspiration.
or even Inspiration. Yeah, well, for a beginner, maybe
Yeah,
Inspiration
probably
might be a little bit tougher.
CSL's a little easier, or EXO.
But yeah, I'd say
Roscoe for sure. But
So between those would be a great place to start, right? And if you do have really soft black clear, then this would hopefully be a little bit harder than that in theory. So
Yeah.
Okay.
moving on here, we have
Mike's
who do we got?
question you did already essentially answer.
Okay.
But then we follow that up with Gregor here.
Why does Levi wash his microfiber with O&R?
that's funny because I actually said it in a video many, many years ago
yeah.
that in my shop, it was one of the early detox that I put a little O&R because it does a body good.
Yeah.
No.
And that's what I used to do. I'd drop in just a
Just
touch.
like a shot of O&R
just a
a
little
day.
shot
That's what we do
yeah.
around here. You
Yeah.
know, I say, hey, hit
Wow.
this really quick, and you
Yeah.
say, yeah. You're like, oh, and I say,
Yeah.
that's
And
good
then
for
throw
you.
up.
And I say it doesn't. I say it does a body good,
I
right?
say it
It's
doesn't.
it's
I
a great
clean it out.
diuretic, is
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh,
It gets you flushed
nope,
out.
I throw it up.
Oh,
okay. Don't do that.
No, don't drink it. But it's
Took a turn.
But I used to in my shop. I would throw a little O&R in the wash, just because the towels were already soaked in O&R. It was just a little extra. And if we were out of Power Clean or a detergent, we would use O&R to kind of wash the towels as best we could because it did work and it was so dilutable. We used O&R for a lot of different stuff.
You
So
can throw a capful or two capfuls in
Yeah.
the wash, and you can find that it will actually do something.
it does an actually good job at cleaning, especially when you're in a pinch and you don't have clean towels and you don't have any cleaning detergent, because we've all been there where you're just like, oh my gosh, we just ran out. Crap, what do we have? And, maybe we're low on a lot of stuff and we're waiting for our delivery of whatever product. We just use O&R because it was so highly concentrated, 256 to 1. We could use a couple ounces because we always had plenty of that on stock. So
Yeah.
Very true.
that's why we did it. So,
Little goes a long way.
Demu says, liking the new time for the podcast. What happened to Levi's beard? It caught on fire.
Oh my
Totally
gosh.
burned away. It was very scary. No,
Wow.
I shaved it
Make
off for
one.
fun.
I think the Vikings from Valhalla came down and said that you weren't deserving and
That-
took it back.
That didn't-
Unworthy.
That didn't happen.
It did
Okay?
happen.
Did not
it
happen.
Says you're unworthy. Yeah. All right.
Cashmere here.
Cashmere says, greetings from Romania. It's almost midnight here and I'm still in my shop. Get home.
Oh, buddy.
Get home. Go home. Listen to
some
your
rest.
podcast. Thank you for listening, but
We
go
do
get,
appreciate it.
go
We
get some
appreciate it.
rest.
Yeah.
Listen to our previous podcast
Yeah.
about work balance life.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
take that advice.
Yeah.
And then take the advice that I said. Han saying, if TRC USA could ship liquids, they would have no stock left and would all be at my house. That's why they don't ship across the pond. Correct. That's the
It's
primary reason.
it's a Hans protectionist
Yeah.
trade agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. Car detailing with by
Pat.
Pat Inc. Any new Wowo's products coming soon? Love their products. Pat, at this time, no. Technically, we've got, we're not planning on bringing any of the new Wowo's stuff in. You can go to wowos.co.uk and pick up any of the products that have been out in the UK.
I think they say that they're shipping to the U.S.
They
I
are.
think they said
Yeah.
they're worldwide shipping.
They are worldwide shipping. So
Yeah.
you could pick up, like Hans has Hydro Bead, awesome foam.
You
Hot
can just buy from
wax.
Hans. He's got everything.
No, but you can pick up. They've got a lot of different products.
Plastics dressing.
Plastics dressing is another one. They've got a lot of different products in the lineup that we didn't bring to the U.S. So, but we're not at this point with COVID and everything. There's so much uncertainty with a lot of the shipping stuff. We haven't brought anything of that because we're bringing in other stuff at the moment right now. So if you want to get those, just go to wowos.co.uk and pick them up yourself. They'll ship them to you from the UK, and I believe they also provide a discount if you're in the US to kind of make up for the all that.
Once again, it's much easier for an individual to do it
Yeah,
than
if
the
you
way
want
we
that,
do it. When we're
if you
doing
want one
huge-
bottle of awesome
yeah.
foam and maybe a bottle of, and they, remember they've got like 6 or 7 other paste waxes available on their website that you could try, not just the 2 we brought to the US. So
Yeah.
a lot of different great things that you could check out. Just go on over there and hit it up. And while you're buying from Scotland, head on over to AM Details and check out Alan's stuff and pick up some of those things. You might as well. Hey, getting a
Alan's
large
sitting here.
shipment.
I know a guy.
I think Alan would prefer you to buy some AM Details products if you're going to buy some Scottish stuff.
So Alan, what does your quick detailer smell like?
Ooh.
Banana.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
Like,
banana.
Not like real banana, like I'm peeling. You know those sweets when you're a
It
kid?
smells like the candies. Yes, it smells like the Runts bananas. Is what it smells like. It's delicious.
Candy bananas. What it smells of, yeah.
Delicious.
Candy
These are
bananas.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna jump through some of these, Dane. I'm
We
gonna
got Moxie
power.
here
I'm gonna
first
power
up.
through. So
Yes.
I'm just gonna turn and burn. Is Subaru Clear Coat soft or hard? Car was built in Japan for all UK EU models. It's very soft. Subaru Clear is very soft. So there you go. Dane, stop spinning around. I can't read all that.
Everything is backwards on this, so that's why I'm hunting for.
Looking good, guys, from Richard Powell. Hans asking, how's my Stroop waffle towel production going, by the way? Ha, ha, ha. Sorry, buddy, it's not.
Yes.
What's the best towels for waterless products? Anything with a high pile or thick nap is great for waterless. We always recommend Creatures, Eagles, Everest. Any of those products are great for it.
Try the Creature. I think you'll like the Creature.
John Sabatier said, I just ordered a mystery bag 2 and G-Technic Smart Sample Kit. Boom. Gonna be like a kid on Christmas Day. Awesome. JD says he just ordered his as
Heck
well.
yeah, man.
Super stoked. Tier 2 look to be sold out.
What?
Wow. Impressive.
Wow.
Details Auto Studio says, nice
correct?
look, Levi. No more porn stash for Anthony. Please, seriously. Alan, what's different about your clay that necessitates it to be immersed in hot water? See Jim White using boiling water?
That's a Jim White thing. So that's way, way, way back before the white clay bar when Jim and I helped. Like, if people don't know, Jim and I,
You're good
Yeah,
friends.
he
You've
basically
been
helped-
your best man's at he was the best man at your wedding, wasn't he?
yeah, it was at my wedding and everything. So way back, we used to have 2 types of clay, the standard way that everyone does it, where you import it. And they were really, really rough, and especially up here in Scotland. So we used to sit them in hot water to soften them up so you can use them. But when we got to the white clay bar, it's so soft, so malleable, there is no need anymore. If he's asking the necessity, basically your own hand temperature will warm that thing up, no problem. But if you want, generally what I do, and you guys maybe do it with ONR, is if you're old school 2-bucket wash with warm water, then just leave your clay bar in the bottom of your soapy bucket. Whoosh, and that'll keep it nice and warm if you're in the cold bits of Scotland or cold places around the world. So then the one you're using on the panel, whether you're using water or lubricant, you do whatever your fancy is. Once it starts to get cold and brittle and kind of stiff, then you can just switch it out and it'll then warm up and relubricate and just use another piece.
Nice. There you
Nice.
go.
Okay.
All right, gonna
really
keep
quick,
burning through what's
really
up.
quick. Tier 2, right? There was an issue with the site. It is not sold out.
Oh, it's not
Okay.
sold
It's
out.
Not
Get
sold
on there.
out,
Get
right?
your
I
tier
had-
2.
So when I saw that from JD, I was like, I'm hoping that's not the case. And so I went and ran. I talked to Jeff, and he said no, that there was a site issue.
Okay,
they're
so
getting
it's
it taken
fixed.
care of. So
Yeah.
so tier 2, if it's not up and running yet, it should be soon. So
All right.
Gotcha.
I'm
And we
gonna
can
set a
slow down
challenge
on
for
the
all those
questions now because
Q&A.
that's the top of the page right
To
there.
Oh,
break the site.
sweet. All right.
Break it now.
There you go. Okay. So Mark Geddes. Hey guys, been a while. Keep up the good work. Mark from UK. What's
Thanks,
up, buddy? Good to see you.
Hi,
B-Boy Villanueva says sanitizer. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Take out. Thanks, Doc. Take out. Thanks, Doc. Take out sanitizer. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
So, Gregor, why wash microfiber towels with Optimum No Rinse? Wouldn't that clog the fibers with wax? Thanks for the TRC order. No, because there's no wax in Optimum's
Perhaps
ONR.
Gregor's thinking wash and wax ONR, which is
Oh,
a green
no,
one,
I would
which
never
is
be
wax.
worried
I would
about
never
Wouldn't
recommend
wash your towels
Yeah.
with that. No.
Not with
only,
the green
only
ONR.
the blue one.
Only blue ONR.
yeah,
works.
only blue ONR.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, green ONR, It has a very specific purpose, right?
Yeah,
And it's
a
not
maintenance.
it's not
legitimately
it's
a
not
maintenance.
as universal as the blue ONR. So
Or-
whenever we refer to ONR, we're typically referring to the blue.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now, top tip: ONR wash and wax, amazing as an interior cleaner.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
For
Plastics.
plastics
Easy job.
and vinyl. So so I used to do a lot of the Idaho Power service trucks. So the electric company would bring their service trucks to me, Alan. And so I would work on these big rigs that had rubber floors and vinyl seats, and they were always dusty and dirty, right? And they wanted all that dust and stuff out of the interior. I found that if I used O&R wash and wax, I could have a bucket of that with a bunch of towels in it. I could fill up a spray bottle with it. I could spray all the dust on the surface, encapsulate all that dust and dirt, and then be able to wring out my towels and use a damp cloth to wipe everything up, use my compressed air, blow everything out, and then leave it.
Yeah.
It would pull and absorb all that dust, but it would also leave a film on the plastics that looked really nice. And then I could come back with like a dry towel and just dry everything up. And it worked. It was so much faster because I charged $150 to do an interior on a single cab, vehicle. So just a front seat, rubber floor, and 2-door plastics and the dashboard, and do the windows inside out. And then I just wash and clean the outside, dress the tires. But it was so much faster because that was what slowed us down, was the amount of dust. Because if you just compressed air, blasted it with dust, it kept
Everywhere.
going everywhere. So much easier to be able to just use that. So
Yeah.
nice tip. Any of you guys working on service vehicles, that's a great, quick, fast use of that product.
Now,
So-
I want Alan to do this next one.
Is this one of
here.
your questions, Dane?
Not necessarily.
I don't know,
Riley's
maybe it was
asking this
a
question, but
as a Jag owner.
yeah,
I know that's a hard thing for
spend
you.
a lot of time pouring
All right,
nacho
Dane.
cheese and Alcantara.
Dane, we put ourselves in a situation. We're at a gas station, right? We don't want to be at the gas station, but we're there, right? We're hungry, right? The hot dogs and the rollers have lint on them. They look disgusting.
They're out of
So
the Tornador.
They're out of the
little
Tornador. They're
burritos,
out of those things. The
little
taquitos, right? We love the
taquitos.
taquitos, but
Yeah.
they're out,
A
right?
few
So
weeks
you,
old
so
at
you
this
look so you look over at this steamy looking nacho cheese machine, and you're like, I have no idea how old that
It's got
bag
the-
is
it's the
inside
pump.
there.
You gotta pump
but
it.
it's the pump situation, but they do have a fresh bag of Tostitos, or so you
Sounds
go ahead
delicious, right,
and,
Alan?
and you put your chips down there and you covered it in the nacho cheese, and you're feeling a little edgy, so you want to do some of those jalapenos that have been soaking in that tray for a couple
the
days,
brine,
right?
the
So
jalapeno
you
brine.
throw that in there, you get back inside the Jag, you start taking a bite of this nacho cheese, and the chip flops down because it's too heavy, right? It's too
you've
soggy.
soaked it's soggy.
So
and
it's
it's
soggy.
hot.
So the nacho
good.
cheese has now fallen on the Alcantara. How are you tackling it?
Oh, ugh.
Did I paint the picture
I'm
for you?
deferring to Alan. I want to know how Alan would take care of this situation.
Dane.
Alan, please
Oh.
inform me the best way to take care of the Alcantara, my beloved
We
Jag,
try.
if I were to spill nacho
If
cheese
I was
on it.
Dane in
Not
that
I ever would.
situation, I would just lick it. It's my car. Just lick the thing.
Well, say it's a customer's car then. Say it's my car,
But
not
if
your
it's a
car.
customer's car, then I'm not cleaning it because it's nacho cheese. It's not mine.
Oh, burn!
Oh,
Very
burn.
nice. That was a good one. Very
Okay,
nice.
okay,
Wow.
he
Tip
earned
of the
that
cap,
one.
sir.
Yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah.
Over quality.
That was good.
O&R works great as an Alcantara cleaner.
Yeah.
You could also Color Lock has a fabric and Alcantara cleaner
Yep.
as well,
Yep.
so you can use that, spray a little bit of that on, or you literally can just take a damp microfiber towel
Well, just
and
hot water.
hot water and just mop it up. It's not a big deal.
Start by dabbing it. Don't smear it first thing. I mean,
Well, yeah, you want
it's
to
not helping.
Well,
things.
lick up the nacho cheese first.
Whoa.
Well,
we
with,
can all
with
agree
a
on
side
that.
of like
Use a
lint.
chip.
Well, I was
Grab
going
a
to say
chip.
though, like depending where the nacho cheese lasts, like how are you going to be able to lick that up? But then remember, Dane's the most flexible
He's
one
very
out of all of
flexible.
us.
You would be
so
able to.
I don't look like it, but
He will amaze you. Call him the human pretzel.
oh boy,
Moving
let's
on.
not go there. Okay,
Dane, next comment.
we'll go to bait.
We got Bait Addict saying, how long does it take you guys to apply a single coat of CSL, XO, etc.? With this temperature, it takes me a few hours to do one coat. Takes a full day to do full CSL, multiple coats of XO.
How many coats of EXO are you doing?
Yeah.
Bait Addict? So,
Bait Addict, I
so
don't
we
know
just
how many
did this
you're doing,
last week, right?
Yeah.
So, Alan, last week we just did Gabe's
Me and you.
Tundra or Tacoma.
Me, you, and actually
And
Jimmy.
Jimmy
jumped in, yeah.
And we knocked out CSL maybe 20 minutes
Maybe, yeah.
with me laying it and Anthony and Jimmy coming behind with 2 towels.
Yeah.
Then we let it sit for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Then we came back and did a single coat of EXO on the whole car again, on the whole truck again.
Which was another 15, 20 minutes.
We also did C4 on all the trim.
Yeah.
And then we did C4 on all the trim during that hour.
Yeah.
Then when we finished doing EXO on the paint, we went around and did EXO over all the trim.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it only took us, with the 3 of us working in tandem, where I'd apply, then Anthony would come behind, and then Jimmy would do the final wipes. We were really about 20, 30 minutes per coating.
So let's just say probably an
Probably
hour, right?
4 hours tops
So
coating the whole thing.
coating by yourself.
By
right?
ourselves,
By
because I
yourself,
had
yeah.
spent the weekend prepping the vehicle,
Yeah.
doing all the paint correction, doing everything at my house.
Yeah.
So it was ready to go. We just did coating here in the shop.
My team would be is an hour per coat. That was the rule of thumb. If you could do it on your own, we use 3 cloth method. Then you're an hour per coat. So if you're doing a CSL and 2 EXOs, it's 3 hours.
There you go.
Allowing for, of course, the drying times in between. But like you when you did your recent video, the physical, I've now got coating in my hand, and starting, it's 3 hours to get around the car.
Yeah.
But 1 hour, sorry,
Okay.
generally.
So Bait Addict says, not sure how people are knocking out a coat in 40 minutes. Took me that long to do a whole front end, fenders with halo, doing large sections like half a hood, etc.
Oh man, so
A
Bait
lot of
Addict
those might be spending too much time.
Yeah, you might be spending too much time in, because basically, CSU, right, which is harder to apply than CSL, right?
Yeah.
When I did that coating on my own, I had that coating applied and wiped off of an intricate Evo, right?
Yeah.
It was about an hour and a half is what it took me
Yeah.
to do the application and then the wipe off, right?
Yeah,
And that was with 2 to 3 towels,
Yeah.
right? So I would say, and that's a very hard one. CSL is a third of the not hardness, a third of the application of the ease
The
of
speed.
application, the
Yeah.
speed than what that is. And so you might be going over areas that you've already gone over, right? And so this is something that happens a lot when you're coding, right? You think did I hit that area? Did I hit that area? You
Better
might
be safe.
You might be going a little far into it. I would say try to work smarter and not harder, and
Trust the coating.
and trust the coding. Yeah, that's a
What do
great
you think,
way to,
Alan?
It's a great way to.
Yeah, I've got a couple of tips on that as I coat the direction I want the water to travel. So basically, if I'm doing the bonnet, then it's going to be from headlights to windscreen, if you know what I
Okay.
mean. Like that's where it goes. So I work in that area up and down, a quick left and right, and then finish it up and down, and that's how the coating going on.
So kind of a
Then I wipe
crosshatch.
my coating on 3 towels. So the first one's a very quick spread, just to make sure
To
we're putting
level.
it everywhere I want it to be. Yeah, to level it. The second one's buffing it off. The third is only an inspection. And then if you're in that point where you're lost, 2 things with G-Technic I can tell you. You got to put your pipette back on and tighten it down, or your cap on. I've had it myself where we did a training day, and in the 3rd session of the day, the second thing I'm about to tell you didn't work because all the nitrogen had come out the bottle now, and it was taking longer for the coating to set. So if you are going to play these crazy coating rules where you're going to lay down your first coat and you're going to wait an hour, and as it's halfway through the transition, you're going to start smashing an exo so it stacks out well. If you're going to do that, you must make sure you're recapping after each time. If you are, and then it's setting fast, you can do a glove test. So if you wear rubber gloves, which you should when you're coating, you can rub where the coating is and you will feel it silky smooth, and your hand will suddenly just stop the moment you hit the part the coating isn't on. And it does it with CSL and CSU. So if you're ever worried about, have I missed a bit, over applicating or what's going on,
That is very
just
good.
try it the next
Yeah.
time you're coating, Anthony. Give it a shot. But then try this. Try just for the laugh, like CSL your car and then leave the cap off. Maybe leave it an hour, 40 minutes, and then go and coat another piece of the car. And you can't do that. And it takes longer for it to then find its level and level out because you're not recapping it. And it's the same with polish. Guys, you got to close your caps. Close your caps. Shouting all the time. But if you do that test, you'll be
if you keep
surprised.
these open, the gases in it
Yeah.
cause the chemistry to change inside. So
Mm-hmm.
you always want to make sure you cap. And I'm bad at that. I'm not very good.
Coating's the exact
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
It's just habits.
So smart. There you go.
Good point.
Back to
All right.
Bait
We've
Addict
got
still.
Tom here.
Oh, okay. Kirby Thompson says, hello, TRC crew. Made the Q&A today. Good to see and hear Alan Medcraft. Thank you, Kirby. Good to see you, man. Mike B, I'm thinking of putting either CSL or EXO on my truck or Inspiration Soul. What are some of the pros and cons of both? So, great question, Mike. CSL with an EXO topper gets you the potential of up to 7 years of protection. Potentially, right? 3 to 5 years with CSL, 18 months to 2 years with EXO, depending on how you're caring for it, how you're washing it. Inspiration and Soul is, if done correctly, is right in that same time period. Mm-hmm. But what I found is I really more likely get 3 years out of Inspiration. I love PNS's Inspiration coating.
Me too.
It's one of my favorite coatings. It'll make you work for it, but it is so good. And then Soul is very, very easy. It's like EXO. It's a topper, and it can stand alone but it's it's only a 12-month coating. So you can put that on there. So there's the potential, if you do 2 coats of Inspiration with a top coat of Soul, there's potential there to get 5 years. And that is a very, very hard coating. It's like a candy shell you're putting on top of that paint. Mm-hmm. Anthony and I both had it on our cars. It looks phenomenal on a red car. It is insane. The depth, the gloss, the shine. It's very strong and very good. However, CSL and EXO both are much easier to use, and you can get a little bit longer life with it. Now, if you do Inspiration Soul with Beadmaker topper and keep it up with Beadmaker and maybe you're washing with Pearl, it's the same as if you're using the G-Technic products and you're using G-Wash and you're topping with C2V3. You're going to get, as long as you're caring for it, you will maximize the amount of life in those vehicles if you're using the proper products. Mm-hmm. So there's no real pro or con of both. It's really in how you want to do it. CSL and EXO, I would say, if you've never coated anything before, it's a much easier process. Inspiration, you kind of need to, we've been working on cracking the code. We've cracked it. We do have a video coming out about it, but it's still going to make you work for it. There's still a little bit of a cycle that you need to do with it. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, good question for Alan here.
Any stockists for AM products here in Australia, or any plans to bring the products here? Prestige Auto Detailing out of Australia.
Prestige, send me an email. Boom.
All right.
There you go.
Jump to the second page here.
No, we're not in Australia yet. I would love to be, though. It's really cool. I want to go there, too. Let's see what happens after the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
IDA Australia. Let's do it, Levi.
Well, I know. We're talking about it. It'd be good. Umberto, best part about AM Details Clay is it saves you money on lubricant since it only requires water as the lubricant. That's true. Very nice.
Anthony loves things that self-lubricate.
Hey,
Okay. Sound like me.
I think he said that's what Anthony loves, are things that self-lubricate.
Anyway, Michael here.
Hey, Alan, we were in the same hotel in Tenerife last December. Did you have a nice holiday?
Yeah, it was needed. We actually tried to book the same place the whole time now through COVID. We've been like, need to go. We need a switch off. So we'll be pulling the trigger on that soon. It was a great place. Do you guys have that? Switching this question, have you ever been like completely outside of your detailing bubble and not in your hometown? And then someone just comes up like, oh, dude, you're Anthony from the Rag Company. This is
Yes.
cool.
In the airport.
And it's always,
We get that in the airport. We get that in the
Yeah,
airport.
no, not airports.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Okay, not airports.
Airport's not
I
really
mean,
allowed.
No.
Yeah.
Your trucks or in a pool or,
No,
you're in a
I was
random
walking around at Disney World,
Yeah.
and my sister, right, who literally had no idea what my job even was about,
Couldn't
took
explain
a
it.
Snapchat of me and then posted it up on her Snapchat. And then somebody was like, "Oh my God, your brother is Anthony from the Rag Company." And she was like, then she looks over, she's like, "So are you guys like famous or like what's going on?"
That's where our line towel
And so we're
famous comes
like,
from.
"Yeah, we're towel famous." And she's like, "I don't get this. How does my friend know you?" And we're like, "This is gonna be really hard to explain."
Kind of, this is how we do
But
it.
and then
Nobody
Levi
understands it. It's
was getting
provocative.
served, I believe, a burrito in Costa Rica.
I don't think I was in Puerto
We were Puerto Rico.
I was in Puerto Rico. So I was having,
Clean
this
it
is Alan.
Oh,
Alan, myself, the great Jason Rose, and
There he is.
and UM Distributors,
Yeah.
Catherine Mayo, and us were all having dinner.
Oh, this is too good.
We were and Alberto from Rupes as well was with us.
Yeah.
We're all having dinner. It's about 11 o'clock at night in Puerto Rico. Like, we had all flown in late. Like, we were starving. We found a restaurant that would stay open for us. We finished eating. It was delicious, delightful food. And a guy looks at me and goes, "You're Levi from the Rag Company."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "I am." And he was our waiter. And he was like, "I was wondering all through dinner. I figured that's who you were." And I was like, "Wow." And he goes, "Man, I love your towels. I love your show. I love all this stuff. We need a place that could sell towels, because all we have here is Walmart. And they don't sell anything that's good." And what they refer to as the Queen of the Island, Catherine Mayo, who has one of the largest her and her family own one of the largest distributors in the
She
entire
is right there.
Caribbean for detailing products. I mean, she carries almost everybody. Is sitting right there, and she's like, "What? We
here.
blow this island up with detail. Anybody who's a detailer knows to get their products from UM Distributors." And she was laughing, and she's like, "We have she's like, Jason Rose is right there, like the man himself.
If you know
who
Levi, then you
helped
definitely
develop
know Jason.
McGuire's products over the last 20 years, and is here with Rupes, and here's Alberto, and we're having a huge weekend event. These guys are here for this detailing event at this university." And he's like, "Oh, so can I go to that?" Like, it was so funny because, like,
He didn't know who Jason was.
he didn't know who Jason was. He didn't know who Catherine was. He
like,
only
oh.
knew me. And that was the funniest
This
thing,
was
was they
years
were
ago.
like, and this was 3 years ago. And they were like totally shocked, because they were like, "How does this guy
they
just
were
know?"
like, he is famous. You know,
They were glad they paid to have me fly out
this
there.
is a good deal. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the time I got it.
Mine are always right next to the pool. Like, you're just hanging out, enjoying time with the family and whatever, and someone just comes over like, "Excuse me," and you're like, "Dude, you're in my sunshine."
Well, I had the cops, so my car got broken into a couple weeks ago, and when I called the police, they showed up at 2:00 in the morning and called me, and I was like, "Hello," and then they said, after the officer took it, he's like, "Are you Levi from the Rag Company?"
Yeah.
Like, even though the Suburban was right there, but he was like, I watched all your stuff. I didn't know if it was you or Anthony that had the Suburban. I couldn't remember, but
I was gonna say
So,
it's
like,
pretty hard to.
Because no one knows your second name. It's just, "Are you Anthony from the Rag Company? Are you Levi
Yeah.
from the?" I have a second name, right? It's not
Yeah.
from the Rag Company.
yeah, we're from the Rag Company. So, all right. Who
we
else
got
we got?
John.
John Hole. Hey, TRC crew. Hey, Alan. Great show as always.
Paul,
What's up, John?
Mr. President.
Then we got Hans.
Han says,
coming
"I
in.
got the whole Woes lineup thanks to TRC EU."
He's
yeah.
what do they call it? Like a completist. They have to have everything in
Yeah,
a line.
yeah, yeah.
Everything.
Hans, do you even have Blue Bead Maker?
Oh, you're gonna cause
Probably
them to
don't.
go crazy.
Shots fired.
All right, so we have Mike Spina says, anyone ever work on a 2012 RDX? Should I expect soft clear?
It's an Acura. It's a
Yeah.
Honda, so it's Honda Clear.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Keep going, Dane. What do we
Han
got
says,
here?
using it with my TR1 sprayers from
Ooh,
IK.
rubbing it in.
Nice.
Stop teasing those Hans.
Bait Addict. Oh, Levi, I ended up ordering a Mark III to upgrade my OG LHR15. Pretty excited to use it for the first time. Curious to see the differences between the original and the third gen. I
Man,
think
it's
you will
like
love.
driving a Cadillac. Is
I
what
think
that's
you
gonna
will
be.
love the dial. Speed dial's
Yeah.
probably my favorite thing. I don't use the throttle as much, but I like the feel of the rubberized parts on it. I
They
think
feel
nice.
nicer.
I think the speed.
Yeah.
I think the
He'll
speed
get a big
dial
kick
feels
as well,
substantial.
because he's talking about the OG. So the Mark II and
the
3 are running the same motor, which is an upgrade. So he will get
Yep.
a 30% kick without even the trigger or
Unless
the
you have
ergonomics.
the OG that I have that has a Mark II motor in it.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
with-
you got a
with an OG
Frankenstein
body, yeah.
version,
With an OG
so-
body.
Yeah, with a kamikaze backing plate that'll
And a
kill
kamikaze
somebody.
backing plate
That thing
that'll-
is dangerous.
It'll take paint off a car.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing you'll probably
21 running a 5-inch backing plate.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you'll probably notice is the cord.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
gonna
the
stand
length
out
of
right
the
away.
cord. It
Uh,
may annoy you. It annoys
Yeah,
me.
I
it's
hate
a
it.
polarizing
When I
topic. Some
chop
people
it
love
off,
it.
man.
Some people hate it. It
Hate that
depends.
thing.
But
Some people love it though.
yeah.
Whatever.
Got
Bait
bait?
Addict says, any idea what the durability using C2V3 over Uno Protect would be? Just waiting 20 men not the 4 hours for the seal to cure.
C2V3 will get you probably almost a good 6 months.
Yeah. So we haven't tried C2V3 with that Uno bead maker combo like we have been talking about.
Basically just swapping
I don't
bead
see
maker
why it wouldn't
for
work.
C2.
I definitely would say that the towels would be at the done after that though.
Yeah.
C2V3 with Uno, I would just count on you tossing the towels
Yeah.
after that.
Yep.
Well, and one thing I want to point out on that is people get hung up on, oh, well, it's all about longevity, so I'm going to go with the C2 over the bead maker. Sometimes, though, it's the user experience, and that's why we push for the bead maker angle on that. So it's a back and forth. It depends on what you like.
Yes, I am loving some of these comments. So
Oh,
everybody ahead.
no.
So Chad Marsh says, Anthony, what's the best ratio for brake buster and the IK foamer?
10-1. Do not go any stronger than that. Stop the 7-1. Stop the 5-1. Stop the 3-1. 10-1. That is coming
There you go.
from me. Please stop.
And
concentrating
then
too
Danny
much.
Israel saying, congrats on the new Anthony size G-Technic bottles, the perfect size in the Smart Surface sample
Well,
kit.
They look so good in my hands.
They
you know What I'm
do.
saying? Like, man, my hands are giant.
Yeah,
And
the nice little
full-size
sample
bottles?
bottles. They
Nice
make
small.
Anthony's
Might as
hands
well
look
be.
so big. They're great.
Well, sometimes I put 2 in my hands
Yeah.
just to spice things up.
G.
Oh,
Davis
no.
has a great question.
Oh, no.
With this flexibility in mind, what's the most awkward area Dane could reach on himself to lick cheese off? Thank you. G. Davis
Alcantara. Anyway,
from the back.
Honestly, so Dane could lick his ankle. Absolutely.
I'm not a cat. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Beta
Yeah,
Addict
you
says
are.
just the standard layers, maybe 1 CSL, 2 coats of EXO. How are you doing it so fast? I'm paranoid about high spots, so maybe I'm wiping off
Well,
more than I
if-
should.
I would
3
see-
towels, man.
Don't
It's-
don't be paranoid about high spots of CSL.
Yeah.
That's so CSU, yes, maybe. Inspiration, yes, maybe.
But not CSL.
I wouldn't CSL, man, because I think that when you're doing that wipe, that spreading, leveling wipe, right? You're knocking down more than you realize, and then I think that when you follow up with another towel or even a third towel, you're fine. You're absolutely
It's
fine.
the overwipe.
And you're overwipe, and you will overwipe. Yeah,
That's what's creating your high spots. Majority of people don't high spot on the panel they're working on. They high spot on the adjacent panel when they're
Adjacent
doing the
panels,
wipe.
yeah.
They push the coating out. So
Correct.
if you're really worried about it, start from the edge of the panel and bring your flattening one in, and it'll help reduce those
Yep.
flat spots. It's
And you can
pure
box
technique.
it in. And you actually technically on inspiration you have to box it in
Yeah.
because when you over wipe, right? And that
That's
dry
where-
time is so fast, that's where you're
Yeah,
screwed,
it
right?
cures quick with.
But if you're quick with it and you follow up with a second towel, especially like we've been playing with CSL, we do our pearl with our initial wipe and then our second wipe. We have an Eagle 500 on hand. It takes care of pretty much anything we miss.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we've
the
got
pearls
John
and the Eagle
here,
500s are awesome.
basically commending your olfactory prowess.
So AM Iron, the only decon that doesn't smell like bad farts. What's the best one-step microfiber pad? Honestly, John, I'm not a big one-step microfiber pad because microfiber doesn't work. It doesn't lend itself to any situation. So I usually recommend going to the wool. So picking up like a Rupes wool or even the Lake Country Lowland wool.
Well, if they
for
really
one-steps.
want a microfiber one-step pad, I would say just go with the Buff and Shine Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
And then just be happy.
Yeah.
It may not be exactly what you want, but it is the best, most durable one that we've used.
Yeah.
But if you're going to force a scenario where you have to pick a microfiber pad, that would be the
Yeah.
one.
But
That'd probably be
I would recommend you move to a wool for one step.
Well, yeah,
or I mean, you can go foam if you want.
Because we sell the black microfiber like country pads, and we've sold them for years, but they've never been a true favorite of ours. We used them in certain instances, but it's never been our go-to.
Yeah.
Well, Alan, what would you recommend? What's your immediate go-to for a one-step pad? Not barring microfiber, just any pad.
Wool, yellow wool pairs will go.
The best.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
That's what I
So
kind of
good.
figured. Yep.
All right. Hans closing saying, G. Davis, that answer is only for the third part of the Q&A, man.
The part that nobody gets. Okay, moving along.
Carissa says her mystery bag has shipped. You guys are awesome.
Dang,
Congrats.
we're
That's
on
rad.
it.
Yeah, Bait Addict. I definitely don't reapply in areas I've done since you can tell with most coatings where it's been applied. I think it's just me wiping down a lot. Where do you guys start?
Yeah.
Buffing, like the boys said, you should probably box it in first.
I would just box it in from
Yeah, I
now
read all
on.
this bit as well.
Yeah.
So
All
Bait
right.
Addict comes
Totally
back.
work your coating out, up, down, left, right, finishing the area you're doing, and that's probably even too much coating coverage. When it comes to the microfiber, I use 3. Well, first one is just wiping to where you want it to be from the outside in to stop that overwipe. Second towel is the buff off, and everything will be gone. The only reason I have that third towel is when I'm using my diffused light, and I'm looking over the panel. If I see the shadowing or if I see the overwipe, the third towel, which generally has nothing on it, will lick it clean off instead of accidentally applying coating to it.
Right. Yep. And
All right, we're
Bait
gonna
Addict says
power
first
through
towel, I
these.
usually go over in straight lines and flip and do initial buff. Then second towel buff, flip to the other side and buff. Third
Too
towel,
much
effective
flipping,
buff,
too much
flip and
buffing.
buff.
You're flipping buffing. Way too flips.
Yeah. Yeah. So try what we were talking about. All right. Han says, when coating a car, I always put my thumb on the bottle while applying. Smart. Bait Addict, done a few coating jobs over the last years, but always wondered why I'm slow. A lot of times, Bait Addict, a lot of us don't seem to go to other events. And it's when you go to other events and you watch other people coat cars, that's when you can see maybe where you're limiting or where you're going too slow or where you're going too fast. When I first did an OptiCoat training I went to, I watched a guy apply it. He volunteered, and we all had to show how we apply. This guy, way too much, completely overkill. And they were like, whoa, you're applying way too much product. And so a lot of that, there's a reason why we go to these certain events or trainings or things like that, so we can watch other detailers work, and that will help you kind of learn and see. So if there's any open garages or things like that, that's when you want to go and try and hit those, because it's hard when you're a one-man show or you're doing this as a hobby. You're not watching another detailer all the time. So
I think quickly as well, Bait Addict, you need to be looking at your efficiencies. So get a cart, get it super close to where you're working, open doors, open boot shuts to help stop that overwipe. There's no need to be taping stuff up, or, try and find all the efficiencies with time before you even start coating.
Yep.
Because you might be accidentally walking back and forth to a bench, and it's like, God, there's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go a little past 4 o'clock.
I'm gonna knock these out here. So
here.
Prestige asking, most definitely close the cap on polished bottles. I shake my bottles before every set. I've had times where I've forgotten the cap and a right mess. That's right. Bait Addict, any tips, or should I just trust the residue is removed? I don't end up with any residue after the second towel and buffing with the first side. I think doing all those extra buffs adds 4 to 5 minutes. Correct. Just try and trust the lighting, trust the coating. Bait Addict with inspection for each section of application. Correct. Chris McCallum, my order already shipped before the show even ended. Boom. Ron, a little late to the party. Does the rag company carry AM Details products? No, not at the moment.
But you know what?
Could be future thing.
Love having.
We just like Alan. He's a good friend of ours, and we have a lot of fun together. So
His products suck. Just
That's
like
right.
the dude.
yeah,
we gotta pace ourselves here.
Hans, ask Levi.
We'll bring
about
on
my
the
blue.
clay. Is
Yeah.
what- right? Everybody's talking about the clay. I'm
They
like, okay,
demand it.
guys, we brought on AM
Yeah.
Details clay bar. And people are like, yeah.
One category.
Yeah, one category. Hans says, ask Levi about my blue bead maker, Anthony.
Levi, what's the deal with this blue bead
I'm
maker?
supposed to steal a gallon and put it in my office until the day comes when Hans is able to travel to the U.S. to pick it up.
That's gonna be like
He
7
is
years.
We don't know.
Nefarious.
Okay. Aaron M., any suggestions for a wheel protectant after a wash? Some sort of sealant. Crystal sealant from the Wowo's line is great. You could use that on your wheels. You can use CTV3. You can use Beadmaker. We have all those products available. You can pick them up right now. Throw it on there. It's great. It's simple. It's easy.
LA,
Law.
totally awesome. And an IK foamer, yeah, you could 10-1.
Yep. Hans, Buff and Shine Reflection Artist Black Microfiber Pad is great for fast, heavy cutting. There you go. Mike Spina, I use Gion Wet Coat. Okay. Bait Addict, thank you guys for the tips. I'm sure it will save me hours now. Good luck, man. Seriously. That's probably the best thing. The other thing is record yourself doing a coating and just watch yourself. Maybe see if that helps you speed up. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe you're walking back and forth like Alan's saying. Your cart's not close to you, or you're doing something.
And always have a place to put your towel, right? Because everybody, what they do, they set their towel in some area that's hard to reach, so they spend more time reaching for their towel than they do having it on hand.
Yep.
All right.
3
Now,
bottles.
we are done
3 bottles.
answering questions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's all you got to do.
What'd you
I
say?
have 3 bottles full of water with a trigger in them.
Oh.
And I've literally got a sticky label that says 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. That's my coating towel trick.
Nice.
Number 1, number 2, number 3. It was cool. So then when you switch the team, so say a phone call goes and they're like, oh, Alan, you got to take this call. I'm like, cool, jump on. I'm on towel 2. They're like, cool. towel 2, which means they know they're doing the buffing it off, and then towel 3 to inspect, and then carry on. 1, 2, 3.
Takes the guesswork
You only
out
need
of it.
water, and it's
That's nice.
falling over.
Oh,
You,
that's
being
awesome.
kick-ass, probably make the rag company towel holders.
Everybody
Well.
else heard that. We didn't get to hear that, Alan. So you
So-
broke up. It's all right.
Yeah. Now, what I wanted to put out here was, now that we're kind of wrapping up the show and stuff, we're done answering questions, I wanted to give Alan a chance, since he's been a guest and a wonderful guest at that. Plug your stuff. Let people know what's up. What's going on in AM Details world.
Cool. We have a lot of sneaky stuff in the background. If you want to come and check it out on Facebook, all you got to do is go to facebook.amdetails.co.uk. Come and hang out in our community group where I literally am there. Some of the guys are actually in there, and everyone gives tips, tricks, and advice. But the range is designed by you. That's the difference with our range. In that community, they decide the color, the scent, what it should be like, what should go on. We only want to make products for you. So that's how we do it. That's why the line is not huge. Anything else, I am the vice president of the IDA, so it would be terrible if I didn't plug that. And we're doing something super cool at the moment, which means you can now get your certification, training, and exams online by me. And the next one is next Tuesday. So just check out the website for that, and I will give you 2 hours of free training to warm you up, because you're probably a fantastic detailer.
Yeah.
You're just scared to take the exam. So what I do is help engage your brain into exam mode, relax you, and just get the things firing. So then when you take the exam, you're confident enough, and you're like, yeah, just go with your gut, because you do know the answers.
Yeah, it's just like the CD in a Day events that we used to have around the country.
Yeah.
This time, though, it's like this. It's online, and you get Alan as your teacher. He's going to go through the whole PowerPoint for CD in a Day, and then sit and hang out and watch you take your test. So
Yeah,
you'll get your tests unlocked. And
wording, or if you've got a question about something, I'm not going to give you the answer, but I might just ask the question in another way that helps unlock that part of your brain.
Nice.
Pretty spectacular, pretty
No, that's
awesome.
great.
And yeah.
So yeah,
Anything else, Alan?
You guys are cool. I love you. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you, TRC community, for being so kind in the comments, because you could definitely abuse me.
I think we got a pretty good
Yeah,
audience.
we got a good audience,
we
good
do.
group. So
And once again, we really appreciate you coming on here and being a guest, helping answer some stuff. Alan, you're welcome back anytime. We'll definitely have you back on. Don't worry about that.
Anytime, dudes. As
But,
soon as the planes are open, I think I'm coming over.
I think we would love it.
Thank you. And as far as us here, I just want to make sure, if you haven't already, please go check out the 20-minute one-step video that had Levi and Gabe in it. I edited that. I'd appreciate it if you went and watched it. And leave some comments down below so that we can look at them and go. So at any rate, that's about it. But I really appreciate you guys being here, watching, listening every week. We'll continue to do this. And yes, it was a question earlier, but we are starting now at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That is our new regular time to begin this. So it makes it a little easier for our friends overseas as well. So with all that said, till next time, we'll see ya.